Draysites and Talisano believes winning cases is no accident. Your case is important. Pick a firm with resources to actually prosecute your case. If your case is accepted, you're guaranteed to not pay a single penny in fees or costs unless you get a favorable settlement or verdict. Lusk Draysites and Talisano has over 35 years of experience handling personal injury cases in Florida. Visit ldtlaw.com for a free consultation today. Winning is no accident. Lusk Draysites and Talisano. ldtlaw.com.
Imagine replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish. Expensive? No. To the contrary, with refacing by Cornerstone, you'll save so much, we should really talk about your master bathroom too. Go for wow. Go for Cornerstone.
When was the last time you checked in on your insurance? Give CIG a chance to review your current coverage and find you better rates. Hi, this is Brian Chapman at Chapman Insurance Group. My team and I are dedicated to finding you the best suited coverage at the best rates. Give us an opportunity to quote your home, auto, business, or flood policy. I'm confident we can save you money for the same or better coverage. Qualified agents are standing by. Visit CIGFlorida.com or call an office near you today. Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda. CIGFlorida.com.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
All right, we all remember this. Tom Brady tossing that Lombardi trophy, scaring everyone. But now, take a look at this. No, it's a little blurry. The Stanley Cup did not end up in the water during the Tampa Bay Lightning's boat parade, but it's still damaged. Saw this morning and I said, this is why we can't have nice things. Someone tweeted out the image, right? Come on, guys. Showing the bowl. Look right here. It's a little misshapen. It's supposed to be a perfect circle, saying, that'll buff out. Sure it will. Well, no word exactly how it was damaged. We do know, though, that Lord Stanley's Cup now headed up to Montreal for emergency repairs before continuing the summer-long celebration with Lightning players.
And allergy sufferers, heads up, a wave of Saharan dust is headed our way. Ahead at 6, I'll break down what exactly this means and how it helps what we're seeing in the tropics.
Plus, home buyers giving up and dropping out. New at 6 o'clock, the latest on the red-hot housing market and how more and more people are now being left out.
And fed up with a lack of staffing at 6:49, what one Burger King manager did to complain about the problem that has him in trouble with corporate.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Are you looking to build a boat dock, boat lift, or a seawall? Hello, I'm Jimmy Williamson of Williamson Brothers Marine Construction. My brother Joe and I, along with our children, represent the fourth generation of a tradition that began with my grandfather back in 1967. And it's a tradition of building something that you can be proud to put your name on. If you need a boat dock, boat lift, or seawall, call Williamson Brothers at 844-WB-BUILT. Our docks, boat lifts, and seawalls are constructed with materials that pass the test of time. We only use stainless steel fasteners, marine-grade aluminum boat lifts, and the strongest deck board in the industry, Wear Deck. It's the last deck board you will ever need. And lastly, our seawalls. We build them with enough concrete and steel that they come with a lifetime warranty. If you need a boat dock, boat lift, or a seawall, call Williamson Brothers at 844-WB-BUILT. Or online at WBDocks.com. That's WBDocks.com.
Dave Spano from Annex Wealth Management. After all we've been through, isn't it time to focus on what really matters? Living your best life. There are a lot of moving pieces when it comes to investment and retirement planning. It's important to get it right, and we can help. AnnexWealth.com is the place to start. Click the Get Started button. Put a pro on your side with a local, fee-only fiduciary. That's Annex Wealth Management. AnnexWealth.com.
Dr. Svetlana Kogan here, a board-certified internal medicine concierge physician on 5th Avenue South in Naples. Many of you wonder what holistic practice is. Well, good health is like a puzzle. It depends on how you perceive yourself, your environment, what you eat, your relationships, and lifestyle. It takes time and skill for the doctor to put these pieces of the puzzle together for you and come up with solutions customized to your specific needs. Holistic doctors believe that less medication is better and use preventive approach to keep you out of harm's way. This is also a concierge practice. Every patient gets my email and cell phone for emergencies and can be seen the same day if necessary. You are seen by me personally, and we take all the time that you need. You can visit my website, customlongevity.com. That's customlongevity.com to learn about how I, Dr. Svetlana Kogan, can help you feel healthy and balanced again.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 6 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
Democrats have done it again in Texas. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, walking out of the legislature like they did in May, again blocking a voting reform bill they call voter suppression. This time they left the state.
It's like during a football game or a baseball game, taking their equipment when they're way behind and just leaving the field.
Now, Republican Governor Greg Abbott tells Fox when they return, they'll be arrested and brought to the Capitol to vote.
Representative Joe Deshotel says they were nothing more than warm bodies to the GOP, who he says ignored them.
The way they're doing it is so, I've never seen anything like. We had over 300 people came and testify against the bill, and they immediately voted out. We'd take no Democratic amendments. They could care less. We have no input.
Many of them fled to D.C., where they plan to press members of Congress on federal voting reform legislation.
That's Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. President Biden will go to Philadelphia to speak out against voting changes in Republican-led states and push for a federal reform that Republicans stalled in the Senate. This is the day after the president met with mayors and police chiefs dealing with rising crime in many cities that Republicans blame Democrats for amid progressive calls to defund police.
President Biden says there's not a one-size-fits-all approach to addressing crime, but says there are solutions that work, first and foremost, stemming the flow of firearms used to commit crimes.
And it includes cracking down on holding rogue gun dealers accountable.
The president also highlighted cities using COVID relief funding to hire police officers and implement other anti-crime measures.
Fox's Jared Halpern in Florida. It's up to 94 bodies recovered from the condo tower collapse rubble.
And 22 people are potentially unaccounted for.
Miami-Dade Mayor Daniela Levine Cava. In southern Iraq, people are combing through charred debris looking for relatives after Monday's fire inside a coronavirus hospital ward. At least 58 people were killed, more than 100 injured. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Good Tuesday morning. All of our overnight construction on and around I-75 is cleared up, so no problems out near Corkscrew Road right now after we did have some lane closures and roadblock out there early on this morning. I-75 in general running up to speed out there. No problems up and down US 41. Alligator Alley looking nice and quiet if you're taking a ride toward the East Coast this morning. We do have a crash we're watching in Lehigh Acres off of State Road 82 and Alabama Road with some southbound delays on Alabama approaching the intersection. And on Lee Boulevard, another crash. No injuries. Appears to be pretty minor right near Lehigh Regional Medical Center. So watch for some activity out there. Deputies on scene at both of those crashes. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Tuesday, Southwest Florida. Look for another day featuring scattered thunderstorms, especially for the afternoon as temperatures warm to near 90 degrees. Things wind down as we head into tonight. We'll be left with temperatures in the middle 70s under a partly cloudy sky, waking up in your Wednesday morning. With another day featuring additional scattered thunderstorms, periods of heavy rain and frequent lightning will be possible, and another high near 90 degrees. Thursday, though, will be a little bit drier. Storm chances drop off to isolated, though we will be warmer with that, a high of 93 degrees on tap for your Thursday afternoon. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Drew Steele in the morning and Trey Radel in the afternoon. 2 doses of what cures liberalism. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
True relief for back and neck pain.
Back or neck pain is not just unpleasant, it can be debilitating, preventing you from performing your daily routine and even confining you to bed. In decades past, patients suffering from spinal issues were often just given pain medication, spinal injections, and, when they did not heal, often underwent spinal surgery. Luckily, there is now another option, non-surgical spinal decompression. At Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, we use an advanced technology to apply a completely safe unloading force to relieve nerve compression associated with bulging herniated discs, sciatica, stenosis, scoliosis, neuropathy. This award-winning approach, safe for any age, has gained international praise from physicians for its success. Complete pain relief is achievable. Johnson Spinal Care is here to serve you. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for an immediate, no-charge telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Flickering lights and hot switches can be annoying, but they can also signal a major problem, or worse, an electrical emergency. So play it safe and leave it to the experts at Mr. Sparky. Trust our team of professional, clean, and friendly electricians. We'll get it done right and get it done safely.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in the respective state or county.
What's that saying? If you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. But people that love hard work and love creating with tools in their hands and can communicate with designers and artists. Someone that hears this and gets jazzed by the idea. This is one of those jobs where people love and don't call it work.
For more information on what it's like being a Closet Factory installer and if it's the perfect job for you, call today, 239-225-7235, 239-225-7235. Closet Factory is an equal opportunity employer.
The only thing worse than hiring no law firm after your injury is hiring the wrong law firm. When thousands of people call us every year asking to help them change law firms, I wonder why they ever call the other firm. When you're fighting to get what you deserve, it's go big or go home. We are big for a reason, which is why we've recovered over $9 billion for our clients. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage. When you want the ability to adjust your loan options in real time, Rocket can.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. We stream live. DrewSteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. We always appreciate you watching, viewing, looking at this very program to which I speak to you on this microphone, to I look at that camera. By the way, we probably need to get this camera back up on you again. For some reason, I don't know, we have an extra camera here in the studio, and it used to be fully on Jake the Millennial's mug, and now I don't know what it's doing. I don't even think it's plugged in anymore. So there are people that have been demanding that they see you because they don't think, not only do they not believe that you are here in the studio, some of them don't even believe you exist. So I'm just putting that out there for today. Weird way to start the program.
I look like a great value Morgan Wallen.
You know, I have no idea what you're talking about. What did you just say?
Great value Morgan Wallen. You like the generic brand that you get at the Walmart stores?
Nope. What does that mean? Tell me more about that.
More about the generic brand or more of the fact that I look like a generic Morgan
Wallen?
Yeah,
like how does that, what do you mean you look generic? In other words, Okay,
maybe I'm going for the Morgan Wallen.
Okay, so what Jake is trying to say, if you have any interest in this, we just had a couple of texts early in the morning. It was very strange. That Jake, if you're trying to figure out what Jake looks like and you haven't seen him in a while, if you see a mannequin in a Walmart, that's what Jake looks like.
Exactly.
You look like a mannequin.
Sure.
Without the chiseled features.
Most definitely. I have the dad.
And the missing 239-479-5592. There's the talk and text line. Oh boy, believe it or not, there's even news on I don't even want to go there. Going to say the word genitalia, but we don't need to do that at this early point in time. I know it's a long story, but it has to do with story time with a rainbow-colored. What was it? Did you even hear about the? Oh, I got the buzzing going on in my headphones. Hold on. Did you hear about this? Oh gosh, where is the story? I know this is. I totally did not want to go here this early in the morning. Wasn't even sure if I wanted to go here at all. But now because I brought it up, yeah, there's a story about a library in the UK who had to apologize because they hired a guy in a monkey outfit, all in rainbow colors, that was going to read and perform to kids. And let's just say he was bare-bottomed, and there was something that was fake that was also attached. but it's the kids. And you know, all around the world, that's exactly what kids are demanding. No, I'm not kidding. A library in London was forced to apologize. A guy dressed in a rainbow-colored bare-bottom monkey costume with a fake was hired to perform in front of kids. And they had to apologize for that because somebody thought right out of the gate that this was a good idea and decided to do it, only to be told that it's not a good idea. I don't know how they started in that place, but you could probably guess where in the culture somebody would decide whether it's the culture in the UK or whether it's in the United States, wherever. Who do you think started all of that? Who do you think would come up with the idea that, yeah, this is not a problem, this is not a big deal, this is something that kids should be looking at and checking out? For those that think it's not a big deal, and for those that do, you probably already know the answer how something like this starts. There are no slippery slopes, by the way. Just to let you know that when it comes to the culture, when it comes to, hey, just give a little bit. All they want is, all people want is, it's not a big deal. They're not going to come to your house. They're not going to come to your door. They just want, and then next thing you know it, there they are. They're in front of your kids dressed as bare-bottomed rainbow monkey outfits. It's totally not where I wanted to go. And that's very strange. We went from Jake looks like a Walmart mannequin to this. All right, let's go someplace else. Speaking of how people view things and the slippery slope and how you get to a place where that slippery slope becomes a cavernous mountainside that there's no way for you to stop going down until you plummet to the bottom. There is something to be said about how the media, how this White House is treating what's happening in Cuba, or Cuba. It sounds like Jen Psaki says Cuba. You have to just listen. If Dr. Fauci says Cuba, or he pronounces his R's. It's Jen, and when you hear her talking about it, you'll see every once in a while. Maybe it's just me that notices it. Maybe she's not. Maybe I'm just making it up because, I'm fake news. Yeah. Okay. What? Not a joke. Why is it that you have an administration and media who are really desperate to not tell you the truth about what is happening in Cuba? Why is it that they don't want to come right out and say that the reason why these protests are happening is 62 years of frustration, 62 years of a regime, of a communist regime that has done everything to steal and destroy the Cuban people and society at large in that country? Why is it that it's so hard to just go right to the source? And it's amazing. I mean, and I think you know the answer. And it may be one of those things that becomes a slippery slope, right? It might be one of those things where if you were to admit that communism and socialism does not work on a small scale, like in Cuba, and it hasn't for 62 years, if you were to admit that, then by goodness, you'd have to all of a sudden turn to the the Democrats in this country, and actually say, where do you stand? What are you doing here? But I guess the good news is that they're not blaming Trump. I mean, it would be stupid, flat out, if they decided to.
Breaking news. A bombshell.
Oh wait, this just in. Yeah, they are.
On Cuban television, Diaz-Canel blamed the protest on the U.S. and its trade embargo for a severe impact on Cuba's recent economic downturn.
The Trump administration passed many more regulations, many more sanctions against it, which basically has cut off all income coming into Cuba.
That's CBS News producer Portia Siegelbaum. It's the Trump administration. They're the ones that did this. It's their fault. Nobody mentioning communism. Nobody mentioning the fact that, well, rather than have me describe some of the things that we already know and the failed policies, why don't we go to, let's go to Marco Rubio, Senator Rubio, who from the Senate floor yesterday was describing everything you already know.
Well, that's what's happened in Cuba. Socialism and Marxism has done in Cuba what it has done everywhere in the world that it's been tried. It has failed. It has failed. They gave up their freedom, or they were told, give up your freedom in exchange for a world-class healthcare system. It's not a world-class healthcare system.
Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's a world-class healthcare system. We've been told over and over again. We've been told by people like Bernie Sanders and others.
This is what you do.
That this is what you do to get the society moving, that you have a world-class healthcare system. A world-class healthcare system that apparently that has a big problem right now with getting medical help and attention and vaccines and the like to their citizens. It really is. I thought that was supposed to be the good thing about what's there.
In fact, it's a healthcare system that does not even have the ability to deal with COVID at its very basic level.
Basic? Is he wrong?
That says, give up your freedom for economic security. What economic security? People are hungry, homes are crumbling. There is no economy. There is no real economy in Cuba.
And the problem is it depends on who you ask, right? You could either go to somebody who knows the facts, knows the truth, knows of families that are on the ground that probably speak to members of the family, or go to certain individuals politically here in the state of Florida that might actually know what has happened, maybe knows the history of the country and knows exactly and succinctly what is going on and what has been going on and has recognized it and has talked about it on numerous occasions, especially when there are people maybe in your family that have been affected by the communist regime. Or do you go to the ones who have their truth, which is the Democrat Party, which is this White House, which are the Democrats who seem to want to not go there. Let's not say exactly what is happening. And again, if you're a Democrat and you hate when I do this, I'm just asking, what do you think about what's going on? Do you think it's really Trump's fault? Is it everybody else's fault? And why is it that you don't want to directly speak to what is the issue, which is communism, socialism? That's the problem here.
Give up your freedom and you'll have an education, free education for everybody. That education, number one, you're a doctor. You can drive a taxi cab in Cuba and make more money. Or number two, you get forced to go overseas and work basically on slave wages. No pay, barely any pay at all. It's basically human trafficking, as our own Department of State found when it looked at the Cuban doctors program and how it's been abused.
Yeah. But there are people on the left that will not admit what is happening, because the failures there would be the failures here, which is what would be coming. And what, in a lot of ways, is in part here, in many ways, in the discussion about the changes that should happen in this country. And it's hard to see or even find out a lot about what's going on, as even the CNN Havana bureau chief was tweeting from Cuba. Yeah, it's kind of impossible to know what's going on here, the real picture, because there's internet blackouts. But listen, it's probably because COVID, right? I mean, that's all it is. That's the reason why the internet has gone down, because of COVID. I mean, blame everything on COVID. Or better than that, blame everything on Trump. That's what you need to do, right? Even Nancy Pelosi likes that idea. Yeah, and what about that? Let's take a break, and when we come back, some more audio from yesterday, in case you missed Jen Psaki, who was trying to make everything clear as far as the stance, the latest response from the White House on Cuba. Yeah, it didn't go very well. But again, some of the things that you will hear, that the bottom line is, why can't you specifically call out the regime? Why can't you specifically call out the communism and the socialism that is in Cuba, that has been there, and the repression that has been there for 62 years? Why can't you call out what everybody already knows? And stop blaming Trump for everything. All right, we'll get to that coming up. 239-479-5592. DrewSteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. Thank you for watching, and thank you, Therese O'Shea. She's got traffic.
Good Tuesday morning. A couple of crashes to watch for in Lehigh Acres. One at State Road 82 and Alabama Road, tracking southbound delays on Alabama approaching the intersection. And another crash on Lee Boulevard at Lehigh Regional Medical Center. A little bit of a slowdown eastbound on Lee Boulevard approaching Homestead Road, but quiet for the most part out across 82 in and out of Lehigh. Looking good on 41 and I-75, and no slowdowns on the bridges between the Cape and Fort Myers. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Tuesday. Look for an increasing chance for thunderstorms as we head throughout this afternoon, and temperatures top off near 90 degrees. Waking up to a low near 74 to kick off your Wednesday with more scattered thunderstorms in the forecast. A little bit drier for Thursday, though, with isolated storms and a high of 93 degrees. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Hey, Alexa, play 92.5 Fox News.
This Fox News Business Report is presented by Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions Incorporated, providing organic and botanical pest control solutions since 2011.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Gasoline prices soared to the highest average in 7 years, according to AAA, reaching $3.15 a gallon as the economy reopens and more people hit the road. McDonald's franchise owners resort to offering emergency child care and other benefits to lure in workers during the labor shortage. And the corporate parent says it's backing the efforts with a multi-million-dollar investment. Jeff Bezos' private space company, Blue Origin, announces details of its first human flight into suborbital space. The New Shepard is set for launch July 20th at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, with Bezos and others on board. President Biden plans to warn U.S. companies of the risk of operating in Hong Kong. And the S&P 500 closed at a record. I'm Carmen Roberts. That's your Fox Business Report, invested in you.
This year, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation is honoring heroes with 200 mortgage-free homes. A never-forget walk, more than 500 miles through 6 states in 42 days, culminating at Ground Zero on 9/11. Tower of Light tributes, names of those lost to 9/11 illness, are being read on September 12th, and names of all lost in the War on Terror are being read on Veterans Day. Donate $11 a month at T2T.org.
This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse, Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader and home of the no closing cost mortgage. No points, no hidden fees, no loan costs, period. If the mortgage you have right now was done prior to COVID-19, you should call us for a free review. At Mortgage Warehouse, we understand how frustrating it can be to make your mortgage payment month after month, and the loan balance just doesn't seem to go down. The payment is mostly interest, but we can help with that. We can combine near record low mortgage rates with our local no closing cost program to improve your mortgage payment right away. You do not have to roll any closing costs into your loan balance to get these ultra low mortgage rates. You can apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com or call 313-5000. That's 313-5000. MortgageWarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154. Equal housing lender.
Listen up, vehicle owners. Waiting to sell your vehicle can cost you thousands of dollars. If you have a car, truck, SUV, or van, Sutherland buys it. Click SutherlandBuysIt.com right now. It's Florida's newest and easiest way to sell or trade your vehicle. Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral are Florida's #1 dealer. And right now, we're paying 130% book value for your vehicle. Sell your car today. No matter if it's a current loan, lease, or paid off, Sutherland buys it. No matter the make, model, or mileage, Sutherland buys it. No matter when or where you bought it, Sutherland buys it. You could drive a newer, nicer car for less than you're paying now. Log on to SutherlandBuysIt.com. Get an offer for your vehicle right now. Waiting can cost you thousands. Sutherland is paying 130% book value today. Click SutherlandBuysIt.com.
See dealer for details. Hey, this is Papa with Casey, Carrie, and Cody. And as most of you know, when Irma hit in September of 2017, thousands of people tried unsuccessfully to call a roofing company, but all the roofers were so overwhelmed they could not handle or even answer those calls. Now here we are, 4 years later, and many of those same people are still waiting to have their roofs repaired. So, we are implementing our proactive list. If you want to be on our list, call me for our free tolerance inspection. Once we inspect your roof, you will be on the proactive list. If or when the next storm hits, you will have no need to call any roofer because we will be calling you automatically to see if you need help. We can offer emergency repairs and tarp service or whatever your roof requires. Call Papa now for our free tile-off inspection, 945-2700. We believe it's wise to be proactive and it costs you nothing to join our list. Call Papa for our free tile-off inspection at 945-2700. That's 945-2700, area code 239-945-2700. License number CCC 1326213.
At Naples Nissan, when we say we'll do whatever it takes, that's exactly what we mean. Hey, Southwest Florida, Aaron Walker here. Nissan has given us another big number to hit, and we're going to do whatever it takes to make it happen. Need a loan, but have bad credit? We'll do whatever it takes to get you that loan. Just tell us how much you want for your trade-in. We'll do whatever it takes to get it for you. Would you like to go payment-free until 2022? You got it. Would you like 0% financing for up to 5 years? No problem. Or maybe you'd like $5,000 cash in your hand. Hey, we'll make it happen. We've got over 400 new cars on our lot. Pick out your favorite at naplesnissan.com, then come see us on Pine Ridge Road, exit 107 off I-75, and let us do whatever it takes so that you can drive it home today. All offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Get this, nearly 200 people who paid to spend the night at a zoo in Nebraska have been exposed to a rabid bat. The zoo apologized and offered everyone a free trip to the next sleepover location, a lab in Wuhan.
Oh, wait a minute.
It's recently began offering a...
Wait a minute. Oh. Jake like there, you thought that was good. You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to say anything about that.
Here we go.
Yeah, that's, okay. Now we're joking about it. By the way, how would you like it if all of your text messages that you sent out that talked about the vid and vaccines could be looked at and judged whether or not they are truthful? Did you hear about this? Now the DNC. The DNC wants phone companies to police your text messages for vaccine misinformation. What do you think about that? Everything's fine. There's no slippery slope. Today is a day of slippery slopes. No. There's no slippery slope. Listen, it's 15 days. It's to stop the 30-day spread. We just want to make sure that hospitals don't get overwhelmed because we'll get this thing under control. Remember those days? Remember that? Yeah. No, it'll never be the policing of your text messages. Yeah, we'll talk about that more coming up. Plus, coming up, we'll talk more about Jen Psaki and the White House's response to what's happening in Cuba. It's unreal. Well, coming up.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
It's Kaylee Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. We hear the term family business all the time, but what does that really mean? Well, at Kobe Cooling, it means that over half of our team members are related and our family. My mom and dad, Mimi and Pop, and my uncles, and my aunts. There's family everywhere. Oh yeah, folks, it's like a family reunion every day. When we say family business, we really mean it. So call Kobe Cooling at 239-482-1542. Again, at 239-482-1542. And support our local family business. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense, no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949.
Getting older has its advantages. Early bird dinners, senior discounts, day drinking. If you're one of the millions turning 65 soon, it might be time to take a look at your insurance options. Original Medicare, Medicare Advantage, so much to keep in mind. At Millennium Physician Group, half our patients are 65 plus. No matter what insurance benefits you choose, make sure your Millennium primary care doctor is part of your plan and your connection to a healthier life. Millennium Physician Group. Connect today. 844-CALL-MPH. MPG, MillenniumPhysician.com.
Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano believes winning cases is no accident. Your case is important. Pick a firm with resources to actually prosecute your case. If your case is accepted, costs unless you get a favorable settlement or verdict. Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano has over 35 years of experience handling personal injury cases in Florida. Visit ldtlaw.com for a free consultation today. Winning is no accident. Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano. ldtlaw.com.
We believe in better. A better way to invest, a better way to serve you, and a better result. We can help you determine how much risk you're taking, red flags that could be potential problems for you, how much you're paying in fees or commissions, potential tax liability, or even how to address Social Security.
Tune in to WealthWorks Radio with Eric Carney every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
What's it like being an installer for Closet Factory? It's one of those cool jobs, like working ski patrol, training horses, or something on a train. I mean, it's your job to bring a designer's and client's idea to life with your own hands, right? There's something beautiful about it.
For more information on what it's like being a Closet Factory installer and if it's the perfect job for you, call today, 239-225-7235. 239-225-7235. Closet Factory is an equal opportunity employer.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. A group of Democrats in the Texas state legislatures in Washington, D.C., leaving Texas to prevent a vote on new voting laws.
Many of those lawmakers went to Washington to lobby for new federal voting rights rules, like State Representative Chris Turner.
We are in a fight to save our democracy.
But Texas Republican Governor Greg Abbott told Fox,
once they step back into the state of Texas, they will be arrested and brought to the Texas Capitol, and we will be conducting business.
He also called the Democrats a bunch of quitters.
Fox's Jill Nato. President Biden gives a speech about voting rights in Philadelphia today, and he calls anti-government protests in Cuba remarkable and a call for freedom. Cubans in Miami are out in solidarity.
But I still have a lot of family in Cuba, and obviously we're concerned about their whereabouts and their safety.
The protests are over a lack of freedom, food shortages, and rising prices. America's listening to Fox News.
Wink News Traffic.
Good Tuesday morning, dealing with delays along Immokalee Road right now at the intersection of Livingston and also down closer to Logan and Collier Boulevard on Immokalee. So watch for a little bit of stop and go out there. For the most part, everything running up to speed across Collier County. No crashes to report in the Naples area right now. In Lehigh, we do have one crash we're watching on Alabama Road, causing southbound delays approaching State Road 82. Very minor crash should be getting cleared up right now. Delays, though, also prevalent right now out on Daniels Parkway, especially heading towards 75 from Treeline Avenue. A little bit of stop-and-go traffic out there. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Tuesday, Southwest Florida. Look for another day featuring scattered thunderstorms, especially for the afternoon as temperatures warm to near 90 degrees. Things wind down as we head into tonight. We'll be left with temperatures in the middle 70s under a partly cloudy sky, waking up in your Wednesday morning. With another day featuring additional scattered thunderstorms, periods of heavy rain and frequent lightning will be possible in another high near 90 degrees. Thursday, though, will be a little bit drier. Storm chances drop off to isolated, though we will be warmer with that, a high of 93 degrees on tap for your Thursday afternoon. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
You don't have to feel distant. Come join the conversation.
I am mad at everything going on.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
NCH Heart Institute is home to the most experienced and most dedicated team of physicians and nurses in Southwest Florida. Over the past 30 years, NCH Heart Institute has mastered the quality, the care, and the holistic patient experience that can only be found within a nationally ranked heart institute. Caring for a patient, mind, heart, and body. That's the cornerstone of our critical care team, which ranks in the top 2% of all hospitals in America. NCH Heart Institute, at the heart of what matters most.
Jason and Todd believe in value. They're direct diamond importers and hand select each diamond directly from the cutters. By cutting out the middlemen, the Diamond District offers the best quality diamonds at the lowest prices, and they pass that savings on to you.
At the Diamond District,
summer real deals are here.
We're bringing back good times and great food.
Mel's is taking the heat off rising prices by bringing you cool summer real deals. Monday, every selection on the Golden Oldies menu is $10. We're talking Mel's famous meatloaf, chicken tenders, hot roast, and more, including sides. Just $10 with beverage purchase. Wednesday, Mel's award-winning fall-off-the-bone baby back ribs, served with coleslaw, super salad. It's a summer real deal at just $12.99. Thursday, enjoy a half-pound prepared-to-order Braveheart Black Angus cheeseburger with fries and slaw, plus a domestic draft, $9.99. And how about this? A summer real deal Friday and Saturday date night, featuring Mel's fresh roasted USDA choice prime rib, together with a glass of wine, just $15.99. Now that's a winning summer real deal. Summer real deals are happening now at Mel's Diner.
When it's hot, the last thing you want is your home's AC to quit on you. At 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating, our team of comfort specialists take the frustration out of the equation. From simple repairs to more complex fixes, we'll get you cool and comfortable quickly. Call 855-1-HOUR for $50 off your repair, or visit onehourair.com and keep your cool. Here.
Always on time, or you don't pay a dime.
Terms and conditions may apply. Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
Listen up, vehicle owners. Waiting to sell your vehicle can cost you thousands of dollars. If you have a car, truck, SUV, or van, Sutherland buys it. Click SutherlandBuysIt.com right now. It's Florida's newest and easiest way to sell or trade your vehicle. Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral are Florida's #1 dealer. And right now, we're paying 130% book value for your vehicle. Sell your car today. No matter if it's a current loan, lease, or paid off, Sutherland buys it. No matter the make, model, or mileage, Sutherland buys it. No matter when or where you bought it, Sutherland buys it. You could drive a newer, nicer car for less than you're paying now. Log on to SutherlandBuysIt.com. Get an offer for your vehicle right now. Waiting can cost you thousands. Sutherland is paying 130% book value today. Click SutherlandBuysIt.com.
See dealer for details.
Are you one of the millions of homeowners who haven't refinanced yet? If so, I'm here to tell you it's not too late. Hi, I'm Wesley Hogan with Westland Financial. Although the lowest rates may be in our rearview mirror, as the economy recovers from the biggest economic shock of our lifetime, rates still remain near historic lows. In fact, with the dramatic increase in home values, this may be the perfect time to put that new home equity to work. Take advantage of our cash out refi program and pay off high-rate credit cards, car loans, or other high-interest rate debt. Or finally make those home improvements you put on hold for so long. Best of all, we can do this with no closing costs. That's right, whether it's a conventional, FHA, or VA loan, we'll pay for your title, settlement, lender, and recording fees. So call Westland at 888-455-3669. That's 888-455-3669. It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind. 888-455-3669.
NMLS number 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News. Back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Jen, just to follow up on Cuba, can you give us a sense of where the president's policy review on Cuba is right now? Do you anticipate making any changes, as Jonathan asked, and where do you see it going from here?
Well, I will say first, and I meant to say this in response to Jonathan, but there's every indication that yesterday's protests were spontaneous expressions of people who are exhausted with the Cuban government's economic mismanagement and repression. And these are protests inspired by the harsh reality of everyday life.
Yeah, what's the harsh reality of everyday life in Cuba? Can Jen Psaki identify that? No, she won't identify that. That is amazing. Let me play that again here.
There's every indication that yesterday's protests were spontaneous expressions of people who are exhausted with the Cuban government's economic mismanagement.
That's all it is. It's just, look, it's just incompetence. It's economic mismanagement. It's just incompetence. It's sort of like Congress. It's like if the House was doing something and they weren't working together, and in Congress there was some incompetence. That's all it is. It's like
bowl of doggy doo.
That's all it is. It's not that big. It's nothing to see here. It really is insane how maybe that's intense, but no, I like the idea. I think it's insane that you could go through a whole press conference where you could have media outlet after media outlet that decide that they want to talk about anything and everything that's going on with Cuba except communism, socialism, and what has happened in the past 62 years and the kind of repression that we have seen that everybody knows about that you're not going to be able to avoid. That it's just, so it's the kind of spontaneous that has people talking about it and leaving the country and making their way, fleeing on boats to get out of there for 62 years. It's that kind of spontaneous. There's nothing to see here, right? And also Trump. Yeah, again, not one, but numerous individuals who went on to media outlets. I think CNN, this was someone on CNN. I don't even know who it is. Does it really matter? Who decided to go on CNN and explain to everybody? I think she wrote a book. It's somebody who wrote a book on Cuba who knows exactly what's happening here. It's, wait, just listen to whose fault it is. Here you go.
There are a lot of Americans who will watch this and will think this came out of nowhere. And I'm just get your important perspective on this. How much of this do you think has to do with the pandemic and the impact that the virus has had, the pandemic has had?
Okay, now, remember, Cuba has the greatest healthcare system in the history of, communism and socialism. I mean, that's the way to do it. Everybody gets it for free. It's a fantastic system. You're not even paying for it. It's a wonderful system. It's fantastic. So how much could possibly... how much of it could possibly be about the pandemic, about vaccines, about the medical side of it? It can't be. There's no way when it's so perfect, right?
There's no question that the pandemic has made everything much worse. I think the combination of the pandemic.
Okay, the combination of the pandemic and what? Give it to me. Give it to me.
And the tightening of the embargo under Trump.
That's it. It's Trump's fault. Come on now. Who's with me? Let's do this. Yeah, that's what we have. So it's Trump's fault. And that's why there's all of these economic issues. Hey, is anybody asking if you're talking about embargoing or you're talking about not being able to for remission of monies to Cuba and that idea, and anybody asking like why that's the case? Is it just because we just dislike the country of Cuba? There's no reason. It's just because I don't know. We just picked one at random. The former president of the United States decided he was going to pick an island at random and just say, that's the one I don't like, and I'm going to do anything I can. Right, there's no reasoning behind it, okay. But I have to just, before we move on, I just have to play this. Look, here's what's important. You are hopeful, many people are hopeful, that this is going to result in something that would be historic. And I'm not sure whether or not this will be that moment, especially considering we have this administration who is giving this kind of lukewarm response to all of it. But the fundamental thing to realize is how quickly many, I am sure, in the fake news legacy media will like to talk about something else other than this and get this off the headlines, or if it's in the headlines, to give it its time. And then once they get to that point, to figure out any way that they can blame Trump for it, which they've already done, and blame anything and everything else for it, which they're trying to do, instead of getting to the root cause. Because, man, is that embarrassing for what they're trying to push in this country. Who was it? Steve Doocy, Fox News, who was trying to push up a little bit or push against the narrative that it's not about communism, right?
And then on Cuba, you're talking today about how some of these protests are inspired by people exhausted with the government. Why is it that yesterday the State Department was saying that this was all happening out of concern about rising COVID cases?
Well, I would say first that the protests were just happening yesterday. We're still assessing what is motivating and, of course, and driving all of the individuals who came to the streets. But we know that when we say exhaustion, the manner by which the people of Cuba are governed, that can cover a range of issues, whether it's economic suppression, media suppression, lack of access to health and medical supplies, including vaccines. There are a range of reasons and voices we're hearing from people on the ground who are protesting.
Yeah, it's a variety of reasons, all stemming from what?
So when these protesters are yelling freedom and enough, there are people within the administration who think they're saying freedom from rising COVID cases.
That's pretty funny. Is that what you think, that when they're yelling Libertad and freedom and they are carrying American flags because they understand the symbol of freedom is this country, and all of that is going on? Why do you think they're doing? Because they want to be free and liberated from COVID and COVID cases. Is that what you think?
Again, I would say that when people are out there in the streets protesting and complaining about the lack of access to economic prosperity, to the medical supplies they need, to a life they deserve to live.
Why do you think this is happening? Why do you think it's happening in the? It's mad. Here's why it's maddening and mind-boggling. It's not mind-boggling because it's the left. It's Democrats. It's what they do. But here is what's so maddening about it. Is that's the spin. Everyone in the room knows what it is, why it's happening, how many years this has been happening. Nobody wants to say it. And then when they go to their newsrooms and report on it, whether it's local, state, or national, nobody's going to mention about the fact that it's communism and socialism. Nobody's going to say that at all. Won't mention it. Hopefully for them, it'll go away soon enough. And they can get back to bashing Trump and bashing the GOP and bashing you and everything else and going after your text messages. Not kidding. That's what's next. The DNC wants to go after your text messages. We'll talk about why that is. Let's take a break. And when we come back, we'll also talk about the latest attack on red states, the GOP, the DeSantis derangement syndrome, as people are calling it now, instead of Trump derangement syndrome. And how maybe this media narrative that's out there about vaccines, vaccinations, who's doing it, who's not doing it, politically why they're doing it. Fauci was talking about this on CNN, the media running with it. Is it true? Do the numbers bear out what they're saying? Is it the facts or their facts? Is it the truth or is it their truth? Yeah, you're about to find out. We're going to talk about that coming up in just a minute. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along with traffic. Here's Therese O'Shea.
Good Tuesday morning. Dealing with delays along Immokalee Road right now at the intersection of Livingston and also down closer to Logan and Collier Boulevard on Immokalee. So watch for a little bit of stop and go out there. For the most part, everything running up to speed across Collier County. No crashes to report in the Naples area right now. In Lehigh, we do have one crash we're watching on Alabama Road, causing southbound delays approaching State Road 82. Very minor crash should be getting cleared up right now. Delays, though, also prevalent right now out on Daniels Parkway, especially heading toward 75 from Treeline Avenue. A little bit of stop and go traffic out there. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Tuesday. Look for an increasing chance for thunderstorms as we head throughout this afternoon and temperatures top off near 90 degrees. Waking up to a low near 74 to kick off your Wednesday with more scattered thunderstorms in the forecast. A little bit drier for Thursday, though, with isolated storms and a high of 93 degrees. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
The way things are going these days, do you ever ask yourself, when is the other shoe going to drop? The warning signs are everywhere. The next big danger is food shortages. That's why Americans are learning to be self-reliant and getting their emergency long-term food storage from My Patriot Supply. We're America's trusted leader in emergency preparedness. Over the past decade, My Patriot Supply has served millions of families and helped them prepare. Our delicious meal kits average 2,000 calories per day and stay fresh in storage up to 25 years. This is reliable food that will be there when disasters strike. And with the way things are going, you should grab some now. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com, order a starter kit for each member of your family, and we'll ship everything quickly and discreetly to your door. Don't wait and scramble with the masses when the news breaks. Instead, prepare today for what's coming. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com. That's mypatriotsupply.com.
Women frequently find themselves at the forefront during life's most challenging times, such as divorce or the loss of a loved one. Making wise, long-term decisions can feel intimidating. At FindMark, we educate women and their partners on managing their financial affairs together. Wise decision-making is essential. We can help. With locations in Naples, Fort Myers, Bonita Springs, and Estero, and online at findmarkbank.com.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Retire with Grace with Bob Grace, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon to get the answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Don't miss Retire with Grace, a Tri-Found company, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
It's a hot afternoon, and you're listening to the news. And now you're hot under the collar, too. I'm Matt from Island Air. When you choose an AC contractor, you're entrusting that company with the air that you and your family breathe. A healthy unit means a healthier household. Island Air has a long history in Southwest Florida and hundreds of customer reviews that you can see on our website at islandairfl.com, where you will see the Island Air difference. Want to try us out? Our $99 System Saver one-time maintenance is guaranteed. If your AC breaks within 6 months of the maintenance, we will credit the payment towards any repair. Island Air also offers free second opinions. Let us review your quote for any service, replacement, or repair for your peace of mind.
IslandAirFL.com. That's IslandAirefL.com. IslandAirefL.com or call 239-645-4668. That's 239-645-4668. License number CAC 057544.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
The fast food chain Popeyes recently began offering a so-called I don't know meal for indecisive customers, while Subway released an I don't know meal because legally they can't call it tuna.
All right. That's okay. No, that's not really. Is that true? They have an I don't know? An I don't know, like an I don't know meal means you just walk in, you say, oh, just give me whatever, and you pay one price, and then you just leave, and that's not a bad idea, is it? Kind of change it up a little bit? Why are you frustrated by that? I think
if you're having trouble with your significant other picking food, all you have to do is choose, and trust me, they'll tell you what they want.
Yeah, well, I guess it's the biggest problem is when you walk into these places, like how many times have you been in fast food restaurants and how many times have they changed the menu? Are they never? It's always pretty much always the same. How do you not know when you walk into a restaurant?
That as well.
Yeah, so I guess there's that part. So, I wonder how many of those meals are like, you don't know what you want? Okay, here's a box filled with French fries. That's it. That's what you get. $5, please. I don't know how that works. All right, 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. Hey, I'm looking at this story, and I just want to double-check and make sure today is the day. I'm going to find out more information. Is today the day that Collier County commissioners are going to make a final decision on an ordinance to establish the county as a Bill of Rights sanctuary county? I think that's today the meeting is. They've moved this motion forward, and I think today is the vote. And I'm not positive, but I'm going to double-check on this. Collier County Board of County Commissioners has growing concerns over the federal government's increasing encroachment on the rights and privileges of its citizens. That's what the ordinance says. And they have the right to be free from the commanding hand of the federal government, and it has the right to refuse to cooperate with federal government officials in response to unconstitutional federal government measures, and to proclaim a Bill of Rights sanctuary for law-abiding citizens in its cities and county. How about that? I don't know. I got to find out if today's the day of the vote on. That's interesting. It prohibits any department employee or other official at Collier County from intentionally enforcing any quote-unquote unlawful act from the federal government. Prohibits the use of the county assets to engage in the enforcement or investigation of a quote-unquote unlawful act. Talking about your rights. A Bill of Rights sanctuary. I wonder So I wonder if today's the day. Well, I'll find out more, and then we'll talk about that more coming up. 239-479-5592. So we talked about this earlier. I wanted to touch on it coming up next hour. I wonder how much of the narrative that is out there from the mainstream fake news legacy media about the vid and who is and who isn't getting all vaxxed up, and Dr. Fauci going on CNN with Jake Tapper and saying, I don't understand this. I don't understand why. It turns out that people are so ideological rigidity. Is that the word that he used? Yeah, let me see if I have it. Here's what he said.
Jeff, Jake, I don't know. I mean, I really don't have a good explanation, Jake, about why this is happening. I mean, it's ideological rigidity, I think. There's no reason not to get vaccinated. Why are we having red states and places in the South that are very highly ideological in one way, not wanting to get vaccinations? Vaccinations have nothing to do with politics. It's a public health issue. It doesn't matter who you are. The virus doesn't know whether you're a Democrat, a Republican, or an independent. For sure, we know that.
Oh, that might be the one thing that the Fauci and everybody there at the NIH can definitively say. We know that. But is he right? Well, what if I were to tell you that maybe, if you actually look at the numbers, you come to find out that this, as it's been put in Zero Hedge, this story, the MAGA hat wearing, uneducated conspiracy theorists that are the GOP, are you the ones to blame for the continuing pandemic? You're the ones to blame when it comes to vaccine hesitancy. Is that true? Well, I have the story, and when we come back in just a little bit, I'm going to get into more details on this because maybe the media is lying. I know the media is not lying. I know it's an outrageous thing to say, but maybe there's a possibility that they're maybe not telling the truth. It's the same thing, isn't it? So who is it that's not getting vaccinated? And the location and this obsession, is it true? So we'll get to that because it's going to sound crazy, but it's almost like they're pushing a narrative that's not true. All right, so we're going to get to that coming up. Also, I didn't talk about this yesterday. Two stories that I wanted to talk about, and I'm not sure which one to go to first. Maybe I'll go to this one first. We were told that, speaking of the vid, we were told that we needed to spend trillions and trillions of dollars in order to get the economy back up and running. It was even during the Trump administration in March of 2020 when we would have those coronavirus updates and how the market crashed 3,000 points in one day, if you remember that, the largest in history. And to steady the ship, so to speak, there had to be money spent and all of the things that happened because of government intervention. And I made the case yesterday that maybe some of that government intervention was a president who was relying on people who maybe didn't have the best of intentions and motives ultimately when it came to that president. And maybe had that president believing in doing things that he otherwise he had to do. There was no other choice. You trust the experts, right? Especially when there is a global pandemic happening and people are quite honestly panicked. So what if I were to tell you that there were billions of dollars, they're sitting there right now, that were to help renters facing eviction? None of that money's barely going out. Why? It's a crazy story we'll have coming up.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Summer is here, and Conditioned Air wants to introduce you to our new Easy Comfort solution, the coolest way to get your new AC. Now you can get a new AC unit for one low monthly payment and no down payment. Best of all, annual tune-ups, a smart thermostat, air filters, and repairs due to normal wear and tear are all included. Call Conditioned Air today to comfort people since 1962. 1-888-COLD-AIR or online at conditionedair.com. License number CAC 1819590.
Hi, I'm Ty Laster, Managing Partner and CEO of Key City Capital. So why are we here in Southwest Florida? Well, at KCAP, our mission is to connect capital to wealth for all of our partners through passive real estate investments. And very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors by investing in single-family homes and apartments and unique alternative cash-flowing asset-backed investments.
Call us today at 239-330-2080 or check us out online today at kcap925.com.
This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse, Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader and home of the no closing cost mortgage. No points, no hidden fees, no loan costs, period. If the mortgage you have right now was done prior to COVID-19, you should call us for a free review. At Mortgage Warehouse, we understand how frustrating it can be to make your mortgage payment month after month, and the loan balance just doesn't seem to go down. The payment is mostly interest, but we can help with that. We can combine near record low mortgage rates with our local no closing cost program to improve your mortgage payment right away. You do not have to roll any closing costs into your loan balance to get these ultra low mortgage rates. You can apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com or call 313-5000. That's 313-5000. MortgageWarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154. Equal housing lender.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
They'll be arrested when they come back. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's what Republican Texas Governor Greg Abbott vows after Democrats walked out of the legislature like in May and then left the state to block a special session vote on voting reform.
Isn't that the most un-Texan thing you've ever heard? Texans running from a fight? They're quitters.
The Democratic Representative Sinfronia Thompson says,
I left because I am tired of sitting as a hostage in a Texas House of Representatives while Republicans strip away the rights of my constituents to vote.
Republicans deny that is what the bill does. President Biden will go to Philadelphia today to address the issue.
We expect President Biden to lay out how he'll fight new Republican-led state election laws. The White House calls GOP efforts the worst challenge to our democracy since the Civil War. Fighting new GOP bills will be an uphill battle for Congress and the Department of Justice. Already, Republicans have been able to stall new federal voting reform bills.
Fox's Lauren Blanchard. The president met with mayors and police chiefs dealing with rising crime in many cities, talking about funding to hire more officers and
stemming the flow of firearms used to commit violent crimes.
It's up to 94 people dead in a condo tower collapse rubble in Surfside, Florida. 22 others still unaccounted for. There's also a search through charred debris in Iraq, where at least 58 people are dead after a hospital fire. Fox's Simon Owen has more live.
Dave, fire swept through a ward treating COVID-19 patients at a hospital in Nasiriyah, Iraq last night. This man says the front door was burning and the back door was closed. Some people escaped, but others were stuck and the ceiling fell in. There are reports an oxygen tank may have exploded. It's the second massive deadly fire at a COVID hospital in Iraq this year. Dave?
America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Good Tuesday morning, tracking a crash along Immokalee Road at Lilac Lane, where Immokalee Road curves southward coming out of the center of Immokalee. You'll see some eastbound slowdowns off of Everglades Boulevard along that westbound stretch. Looking good right now if you're heading on 75. No major problems up and down US 41. Daniels Parkway, though, very slow moving. Heading out of Gateway toward Fort Myers along that westbound drive of Daniels, approaching Treeline and I-75. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Tuesday, Southwest Florida. Look for another day featuring scattered thunderstorms, especially for the afternoon as temperatures warm to near 90 degrees. Things wind down as we head into tonight. We'll be left with temperatures in the middle 70s under a partly cloudy sky, waking up in your Wednesday morning with another day featuring additional scattered thunderstorms. Periods of heavy rain and frequent lightning will be possible in another high near 90 degrees. Thursday, though, will be a little bit drier. Storm chances drop off to isolated, though we will be warmer with that, a high of 93 degrees on half for your Thursday afternoon. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
More delightful than driving a convertible Bentley while wearing mink underpants. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We want your car, truck, van, or SUV today. We are paying top dollar for clean vehicles. Before you sell or trade, call Lee Auto Group to get the most money for your car. Lee Auto Group, lee-cars.com. Don't forget the dash.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash. People sometimes may wonder why they need a big law firm after their injury. Imagine you're on your way to work and then bam, your whole life changes. You're injured and now you have to fight for justice. Your opponent is not the driver of the car that hit you. It's their insurance company. When you're fighting to get what you deserve, it's go big or go home. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Getting older has its advantages. Early bird dinners, senior discounts, day drinking. If you're one of the millions turning 65 soon, it might be time to take a look at your insurance options. Original Medicare, Medicare Advantage, so much to keep in mind. At Millennium Physician Group, half our patients are 65 plus. No matter what insurance benefits you choose, make sure your Millennium primary care doctor is part of your plan and your connection to a healthier life. Millennium Physician Group. Connect today. 844-CALL-MPG, millenniumphysician.com.
Mason Classical Academy is excited to announce the recent purchase of the Hodges University building for their new high school campus. Conveniently located off I-75 and Immokalee Road, this state-of-the-art campus will set the stage to prepare high schoolers for college by delivering a high-quality classical education. Mason Classical Academy's established proven track record is in high demand, so sign up now to take advantage of this tuition-free educational opportunity. This high school campus is second to none, including high-tech science and computer labs and state-of-the-art classrooms. MCA offers many extracurricular activities, a robust athletics program, and a full-time college advisor. MCA promotes virtue, patriotism, and an accurate portrayal of American history. Do you crave such an education for your high schooler? If so, Mason Classical Academy is the answer. Learn the true, do the good, love the beautiful. Learn more and enroll by visiting masonacademy.com today.
Are you looking to build a boat dock, boat lift, or a seawall? Hello, I'm Jimmy Williamson of Williamson Brothers Marine Construction. My brother Joe and I, along with our children, represent the fourth generation of a tradition that began with my grandfather back in 1967. And it's a tradition of building something that you can be proud to put your name on. If you need a boat dock, boat lift, or seawall, call Williamson Brothers at 844-WB-BUILT. Our docks, boat lifts, and seawalls are constructed with materials that pass the test of time. We only use stainless steel fasteners, marine-grade aluminum boat lifts, and the strongest deck board in the industry, Wear Deck. It's the last deck board you'll ever need. And lastly, our seawalls. We build them with enough concrete and steel that they come with a lifetime warranty. If you need a boat dock, boat lift, or a seawall, call Williamson Brothers at 844-WB-BUILT. We're online at WBDocks.com. That's WBDocks.com.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line and streaming live. DrewSteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. We do appreciate you watching the program. Coming up, hey, Major League Baseball, there's a lot going on. It's the All-Star next couple of days, right? Wasn't it the Home Run Derby yesterday? If you're following Major League Baseball, how woke are they becoming? Major League Baseball. I'm just wondering how many of you are watching or enjoy baseball the same way you used to enjoy the NFL until you found out how woke they've become, and then you're like, oh boy, please don't do this. Well, I don't know. They've pledged to spend up to $150 million on something that I don't know. About some people might look at it as a woke, but we'll find out about that coming up. Also, we got a little more of Biden's America and some of the things that we know about, or maybe don't know about. There was a stimulus that was set aside $50 billion that was supposed to help renters facing eviction. So how's that going? How's the funding of that going? And it is a tale of how bigger government is not better government, about how you can't take a huge behemoth of a government and then say, you know what, we can solve all the problems that we caused, and then do it with funds, because you can trust that the bureaucracy will make sure it gets to you. So we're going to get to that story coming up in just a second as well. I mentioned this earlier, and so I don't want to miss this story. So let's get to this. You know, it was the Fauci, like I mentioned, who was saying, listen, it's all about, he was talking to Jeff over at CNN. Was it Jeff or Jack or Jim? Talking about vaccinations and politics and the ideological rigidity of some who rejected, who don't want to get the vaccine. And oh, by the way, there's a warning now for the J&J vaccine. They're putting out a warning about getting the shot, but no worries. I mean, everything is look, as Fauci said, I just watched it on CBS this morning as he was mentioning, listen, there's nothing to see here. I mean, when you have millions upon millions of vaccines that are out there, you know, there's bound to be a problem here and there. And it's not, when you've got millions of vaccines, you know, you might have COVID breakthroughs. In other words, you'd have a vaccine that we're telling you is effective and it's going to save lives. But hey, listen, not every single, there's 4,000 or 5,000 cases of people who got the vid, even though they were vaccinated. But, you know, this stuff, it's not that big a deal. But when you try to find COVID breakthroughs and people who have been infected by, have herd immunity, maybe had were asymptomatic, had it and didn't even realize it, that the cases that come back to individuals who have had it before, you really don't hear any of those. Nothing to see here. Everything is fine. Listen, this is the science and the data. We're supposed to follow that. Are we not allowed to talk about it? Hey, don't text it, though, because we are told now that the DNC, you know, the ones who really make the decisions in this country, they're the end-all, be-all. The DNC wants phone companies to police text messages for vaccine information. No, I'm not kidding. That's the latest now. Allies of the president, including the DNC, plan to, quote, engage fact checkers more aggressively, unquote, and work alongside phone companies to combat misinformation about vaccines shared via social media and private messages, private text messages. Why not jump on board with that? This is Biden's America, everybody. Biden's America.
Poor kids are just as talented as white kids.
In Biden's America.
Lion, dog, face, pony soldier.
In Biden's America. Who knows what we'll see?
You know the thing.
You know the thing.
Get your words straight, Jack. Come on, man.
Yeah, it was just an excuse to play the song. But truly, it is Biden's America. That's what it is. Is that what you want? Does that make you feel better? Is that how you want this administration, this country to operate? That now we will start looking at your text messages and deciding whether or not you need a message because you're putting out misinformation. Whose misinformation? Who decides that? And it'll never go any further than that. The slippery slope show is what we should call this today. It'll never go any. It's just about vaccine misinformation. It'll never go any further than that. Yeah. Okay, so getting back to what we were talking about, the Fauci, who was saying, listen, it's all you. He was talking to CNN, and it was Jeff Tapper, Jake Tapper, Joe Tapper, I forget his name, and he was talking about the ideological rigidity. You know, Republicans, you guys are all the problem. All right. And what did he say? He says,
Jeff, Jake, I don't know. I mean, I really don't have a good explanation, Jake, about why this is happening. I mean, it's ideological rigidity, I think. There's no reason not to get vaccinated. Why are we having red states and places in the South that are very highly ideological in one way, not wanting to get vaccinations? Vaccinations have nothing to do with politics. It's a public health issue.
Hold on. Wait. I love the Fauci laughs. Yeah. Okay. What?
It's a public health issue.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who you are. The virus doesn't know whether you're a Democrat, a Republican, or an independent. For sure, we know that.
Do you know that? Are you sure about that? Have you done any science on that? Because we're science and data people. That we have the science and the data in that says the vid has no idea if you're. I'm just asking. I don't care. Anyway, you see the point. Well, saw this story at Zero Hedge, and I just wonder if this makes any difference. Media elite has been telling us for months that the vaccine hesitancy rate is highest among Republicans, in particular men. Red states, the men, and Republicans. Press alleges that the MAGA hat-wearing, uneducated conspiracy theorist GOP are to blame for the continuing pandemic. But guess what? The media lied. It's young, healthy people who don't want to get vaccinated. If the 6 months of shots in the arms of vaccine hesitancy can be measured largely by who has not gotten one yet, the CDC reported recently that vaccination coverage and intent among adults are lowest among those ages 18 to 39. 1/4 of those young adults say they were unsure about getting vaccinated, and another quarter said they will not get it. And among the 18 to 39-year-olds, the rates were lowest for those who were younger, black, poor, or less educated, uninsured, and living outside metropolitan areas. The media elite have not let these facts stand in the way of a good story to continue to blame the Republicans' narrative. The press use public opinion polls as a basis for their reports. In the Washington Post, the headline of GOP's very stubborn vaccine skepticism. A third of white conservatives refuse to get vaccinated, a refusal shown in polling in the real world. Headline, we're in a race. GOP governors implore residents to overcome the vaccine hesitancy as Delta variant rises. I mean, they go through all of the media and how they have gone after Republicans. They're the ones who won't get vaccinated. A clear pattern through all media outlets. And the New York Times doing it as well. As Biden confronts vaccine hesitancy, Republicans are a particular challenge. Yeah, the problem is that that's not what's happening. That's a lie. But yet they continue to say this. Why? And again, it goes back to the fundamental issue of how in the world could this possibly be political? How could we have gone to this place and started here? Well, we know who did it. We know that the now president and vice president at the time were candidates. Both said that Trump's involved. I'm not taking the vaccine. You taking the vaccine? I'm not doing that. We know that that was happening. By the way, those under 30 years old who said they won't get a vaccine were 26% compared to only 15% over 65 years old. Seeing some of these other numbers that are here. Got a Zero Hedge and check this story out about, and it goes into great detail about how the mainstream media is wrong. The vaccine hesitancy is not highest among Republican men. Trump isn't to blame, even though you hear a lot of it, even from Dr. Fauci. But there's also another story, and I'll just touch on this now because I want to move on. But I brought it up yesterday. And remember I said, and people were saying things like, you can't really say that. It's kind of provocative. You really shouldn't go there. You have a president who was getting all his information at the time, Trump, from Dr. Birx and Dr. Fauci, going to the experts, told he had to go to the experts because of this pandemic, everything that was happening across the globe, and did everything that they told him to do. And many people have now questioned whether or not the intentions of some of these individuals were, let's just say, non-partisan. And I made that case that how many things the former president did because he was told by these experts to do it and put him on a path that ended us up in a place like this. And certainly to the end of the year, and some might say the election, but certainly about the issues of whether or not these decisions were partisan decisions that were made. And then an article comes up in Zero Hedge. And it's actually Jeffrey Tucker at Real Clear Markets, an inside look at lockdown orders from 2020. and some of the questions of 15 days to stop the 30-day spread, to make sure hospitals weren't overwhelmed, and that's all it was supposed to be, but it ended up being more. And in this story, it goes right down the line and talks about exactly what I mentioned yesterday. That the president was led to believe that these were the things that needed to be done. He was in the driver's seat, that this was something that he was led to believe was going to go away. That this pandemic was going to finally go away in the middle of the year, and it was just doing the things that needed to be done for the first couple of months and everything would be fine. And like I brought up, there was documents that were put out recently about conditions already in place for what was going to happen with the CDC and healthcare and shutting down certain facilities and healthcare facilities that needed to alter standards of care for contingency to crisis standards, to conserve resources. And all of these things happened even before the president made that decision and was told to make this decision and these choices of shutting things down, that the government was already doing it. Or the CDC, I should say. And that Fauci interrupted what was a press conference about the stock market crashing 3,000 points to assure people that this would be a short break in economic activity and certainly wouldn't last until July. That's what he was telling people at the time. And so what I'm saying is there was a lot of bad information. And I just wonder how much of it was given to this president at the time, President Trump, for partisan reasons. I know it's an outrageous thing to say. People wouldn't be saying these things. Articles would not be written this way unless there was real doubt that has been put there by, I'm going to say it, by one side because of the dirty tricks and the things that they have done. Going after American citizens, going after politicians. I mean, where do you want to go, everybody? You want to go with the Trump-Russia collusion hoax? Do you want to go with all the Democrat nonsense that's been out there scandal-wise for years and years and years?
The Uranium One scandal. The IRS targeting scandal. The Clinton Foundation. Fusion GPS dossier.
Benghazi.
Hillary Clinton email case. Sergeant Bo Bergdahl. Remember him?
The questions about January 6th that people still have that somehow we're just supposed to dismiss and no, it was an insurrection. That's exactly what it was, and that's what the narrative is, and it's going to stay that way. And if you question that, then we're going to maybe have a word with you. Again, somebody said something to me yesterday, and let's go to break, Jake, right now. And somebody said something to me yesterday that I think is important, and it's this. We have to have trust in our institutions in order to stay united. And in order for our constitutional republic to function properly, we have to have trust in institutions, whether that is the institutions that we have been questioning over and over again that we don't want to, but we are doing now, whether it's the FBI, CIA, NSA, and the like, or whether it's even voter integrity in our elections. If we don't have trust that whatever those results are ones to be believed, and we can't trust that, then all bets are off. That's it. And that's going to lead us to something we're going to talk about as well this morning. Because the vice president and Rashida Tlaib had some things about voter ID and even what Texas Democrats were doing, walking away from, leaving, fleeing the state to prevent standard political operations from taking place and how outrageous that is. We're going to get to some of the voter ID and election law issues as well coming up in just a bit. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along with traffic. Here's Therese O'Shea.
Good Tuesday morning. Keeping an eye on a slight delay along the Midpoint Bridge heading eastbound out of Cape Coral right now toward Fort Myers along Veterans Memorial Parkway. You're not seeing any major problems approaching Del Prado. Cape Coral Parkway getting a little busier closer to Del Prado, but crossing the Cape Coral Bridge only taking a couple minutes right now, east and westbound. No problems as well out on the Caloosahatchee and Edison bridges. State Road 82 getting a little bit busy in Lehigh, right where it meets Daniels Parkway, and Daniels through Gateway toward Fort Myers, seeing delays westbound. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Tuesday. Look for an increasing chance for thunderstorms as we head throughout this afternoon, and temperatures top off near 90 degrees. Waking up to a low near 74 to kick off your Wednesday with more scattered thunderstorms in the forecast. A little bit drier for Thursday, though, with isolated storms and a high of 93 degrees. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
From up north, come for a month. Turn up 92.5 Fox News in the house, in the car, and on the radio at the beach. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hey, this is Papa, reporting that we're still getting a lot of calls from homeowners who were told they needed a new re-roof after Irma. Most of these folks had a few broken tiles that are obsolete. Our company has 2 warehouses filled with the older obsolete tiles that have never been used. If you think that you may not need a new re-roof, but only need to replace some obsolete tile, please call me for our free tile roof inspection. We may be able to repair and seal your roof to make it look new and beautiful, a lot cheaper than replacing the entire roof. If you call me for our free inspection, we'll place you on our proactive list, and in the event of another hurricane, you won't have to go searching for a contractor because we will automatically call you to see if you need assistance. Let me show you how we can clean and seal and protect your roof, pavers, and pool decks. On behalf of my sons, Casey, Carrie, and Cody, call us at 945-2700. That's 945-2700, area code 239-945-2700. We're open 24/7, and you can call us right now for a free tile roof inspection. License number CCC 1326213.
At Naples Nissan, when we say we'll do whatever it takes, that's exactly what we mean. Hey, Southwest Florida, Aaron Walker here. Nissan has given us another big number to hit, and we're going to do whatever it takes to make it happen. Need a loan, but have bad credit? We'll do whatever it takes to get you that loan. Just tell us how much you want for your trade-in. We'll do whatever it takes to get it for you. Would you like to go payment-free until 2022? You got it. Would you like 0% financing for up to 5 years? No problem. Or maybe you'd like $5,000 cash in your hand. Hey, we'll make it happen. We've got over 400 new cars on our lot. Pick out your favorite at NaplesNissan.com, then come see us on Pine Ridge Road, exit 107 off I-75, and let us do whatever it takes so that you can drive it home today. All offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
What's up, Southwest Florida? It's your friend Tyler McCluskey here, and I'm reminding you about our new show that airs every Saturday at 11 a.m. right here on 92.5 Fox News. Every week, I give you all the information you need to know about your health insurance needs. We also promote local real estate, entertainment, and have a guest host each week. Be sure to tune in live every Saturday at 11 a.m. or download our show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. For more information or a health insurance quote, visit TylerMcCluskey.com.
Join us this Saturday at 11 a.m. for the Tyler McCluskey Show, right here on 92.5 Fox News.
Hurricane season is here, and there's a lot we need to do to prepare our homes. It's important not to forget about electrical safety, from generators to surge protectors. Mr. Sparky is here for you before, during, and after the storm to provide the best in electrical care. Give us a call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Independently owned and operated. Licensed in their respective state or county.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right, 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. This is not true. This can't be happening. Hold on a second. Is this right? I'm asking Jake because he knows. Are you ready for this? You tell me if this is true.
Okay, I get comments constantly, so I'm going to show you what I do. And yes, I am prepared for all the dentists that are going to come on here and be like, don't do it. I don't care. I go to the dentist. I don't tell them what I do, but they're like, you have the healthiest, strongest, cleanest teeth. And I'm like, why, thank you. Step number 1, I don't use any fluoride at all. When the dentist says, use your fluoride, don't rinse. Nope, I don't do that. Yes, I do drink distilled water. Number 2, I do something called oil pulling. Okay, look it up on YouTube, and I use coconut oil. Number 3, and here's where we all gasp. This is a magic eraser. I take a little tiny piece of it, wet it. Don't touch your gums.
No. Oh, the sound was just... Wait a minute. Okay, I've heard of oil pulling. I get that. The fluoride, people have a problem with fluoride. She's using a magic eraser on her teeth.
I'm doing it when I get home, Drew.
No. And this is from TikTok. Here, listen.
Do you know how white her teeth were?
Listen, here's an orthodontist reaction. Listen.
Excuse me, was that a magic eraser? Like how she's afraid of fluoride, but she's cool with using a magic eraser on her teeth. But for real though, a magic eraser is actually made of melamine foam. It's basically foam that's hard as glass and acts like a really abrasive sandpaper. Meaning, yeah, your teeth are white because you scrubbed all the enamel off them. So in fact, no, don't do this.
No, don't do this. Take it from that guy. He's an orthodontist on TikTok. So I don't know if that's true or not, because that's how it. TikTok is just like it's. Please don't get your medical advice from TikTok. Oh, your dental advice, please. Goodness.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Imagine replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish. Expensive? No. To the contrary, with refacing by Cornerstone, you'll save so much, we should really talk about your master bathroom too. Go for wow. Go for Cornerstone.
Hi, I'm Keith, the owner of Storm Shield Windows and Doors in North Fort Myers. And when it comes to hurricane windows and doors, you have two choices, Storm Shield and all the rest. Here's what our client Lauren had to say.
Our windows made a difference in terms of how our house looked. So it looked 30 years old with our old windows. And now that we have our new Storm Shield windows, they look totally different. Our coastal look is coming along. We definitely have other projects to do, but the look alone of these windows has definitely improved our house. We have more energy efficient windows than we had before. It's quiet, and we definitely know in the event of a storm that we're safe and secure.
Storm Shield's windows and doors reduce the exterior noise by up to 80%, and our clients typically see an average energy savings of 40%. Why choose Storm Shield? Because everyone deserves the best. Call us today at 239-491-7002 or visit stormshieldSWFL.com.
License number CCC 1333045.
Storm safety starts at the top. When the wind and rain come, count on Crown Residential Services to make certain your roof is storm ready. After all, it should never rain inside your house. Crown offers repairs, replacement, free estimates, and the Crown Guard maintenance program, so you can be prepared and stay prepared. Is your roof ready? Not sure? Count on Crown. Call 855-CROWN-55. That's 855-CROWN-55. Make sure your biggest investment is absolutely protected. Call 855-CROWN-55.
The new administration has big plans for healthcare. Changes are coming that could limit your choice and make your health insurance premiums even higher. Tim Cooper at Health Plan Network recently saved a family of 4 in the Fort Myers area $600 per month. Act now. Protect yourself and your family with a superior health plan that cannot be canceled. This is a nationwide PPO plan, which allows you to pick your doctors and hospital. Start saving 30 to 60% now. If you are on Obamacare, not insured, or on COBRA, you can log into a private health plan managed by you, not the government. Call Tim Cooper, an expert with 24 years experience, at 239-368-6712. That's 239-368-6712. Online at healthplannetwork.net. That's healthplannetwork.net.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News, traffic.
Good Tuesday morning. Keeping an eye on a slight delay along the Midpoint Bridge heading eastbound out of Cape Coral right now toward Fort Myers along Veterans Memorial Parkway. You're not seeing any major problems approaching Del Prado. Cape Coral Parkway getting a little busier closer to Del Prado, but crossing the Cape Coral Bridge only taking a couple minutes right now, east and westbound. No problems as well out on the Caloosahatchee and Edison bridges. State Road 82 getting a little bit busy in Lehigh, right where it meets Daniels Parkway, and Daniels through Gateway toward Fort Myers, seeing delays westbound. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Tuesday, Southwest Florida. Look for another day featuring scattered thunderstorms, especially for the afternoon as temperatures warm to near 90 degrees. Things wind down as we head into tonight. We'll be left with temperatures in the middle 70s under a partly cloudy sky, waking up in your Wednesday morning. With another day featuring additional scattered thunderstorms, periods of heavy rain and frequent lightning will be possible in another high near 90 degrees. Thursday, though, will be a little bit drier. Storm chances drop off to isolated, though we will be warmer with that, a high of 93 degrees on tap for your Thursday afternoon. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Southwest Florida's place to talk about
coronavirus. It's on the police.
Everything.
Give me liberty or give me COVID-19.
92.5 Fox News.
The top 3 reasons why you should have quartz countertops from Rock Solid.
1.
Quartz countertops are truly elegant, practical, durable, and with Rock Solid's unbelievable price and selection makes for the best overall value.
2.
Quartz countertops from Rock Solid will never stain, are maintenance-free, and carry a lifetime warranty.
3.
Here's Natalie from Naples.
Every time I look at my quartz countertops from Rock Solid, it makes my heart smile.
Rock Solid. We don't stop at just countertops.
Just your smile.
After a car accident, you can feel like you've lost control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar & Levine. Our team can help you understand your legal options after an accident. We will file your claim and fight for the full compensation you deserve. If you've been involved in a car accident, call the law offices of Anajar & Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
Hi, I'm Ty Laster, managing partner and CEO of Key City Capital. My family and I are putting down roots right here in Southwest Florida and are so happy to be a part of this community. We hope to meet you out at one of the country clubs or walking the town center or out on one of the beautiful beaches or parks. So why are we Key City Capital here in Southwest Florida? Well, at KCAP, our mission is to connect capital to wealth for all of our partners through passive real estate investments. And very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors by investing in single-family homes and apartments and unique alternative cash-flowing asset-backed investments.
If you're looking for significant returns from real estate and alternative investments without any risk of loss to your principal and without all the work of collecting rent or worrying about stock market volatility, call us today at 239-330-2080. That's 239-330-2080. Or check us out online today at kcap925.com. That's kcap925.com.
Dial star 2020. Friends, I care.
Trey Riedel, your host of The Drive here. It's summer. It is ridiculously hot, and you know it. You wearing glasses? How about contacts? I dealt with glasses and contacts for more summers than I can even begin to count. It's terrible. Go get LASIK today with Dr. France and his team. In fact, France Eye Care wants to help you get back to the grind, soon back to school, and back to everything with a $1,000 off of bilateral LASIK. Experience matters, technology matters, and high-quality results matter. That's why I trusted Dr. France and his team with my eyes. Now, again, for a limited time, take advantage of France's Eye Care's Back to the Grind, $1,000 off bilateral LASIK special. Get it today. Dial ** 2020 from your mobile phone. Be on your way to better vision and a better life.
Friends, I care.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at gooddealsappliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We want your car, truck, van, or SUV today. We are paying top dollar for clean vehicles. Before you sell or trade, call Lee Auto Group to get the most money for your car. Lee Auto Group, lee-cars.com. Don't forget the dash.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right, 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. We stream live. DrewSteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. We do appreciate you watching the program. Thank you very much for that. We always appreciate having on with us Skylar Zander, who is the Americans for Prosperity Florida State Director. And I wanted to talk to him about some of the things that it feels like it was so long ago, but it really wasn't. The end of the legislative session for 2021. And they've got a scorecard and ranking lawmakers and some of the policies. So I thought, why not? Let's dig in. So good morning, Skylar. How are you, my friend?
Good morning, Drew. It's great to be on with you and your great listeners in Southwest Florida.
Well, we always appreciate having you on. So, first of all, maybe just overall, a lot of people talked about the legislative session as something that wasn't going to have a lot of big offerings, only because an off-election year, it was going to be kind of quiet. Maybe post-pandemic, it wasn't going to be a lot. I don't know. I might say different. I think there were a lot of things that came out of this legislative session that are very important for Floridians.
Man, anything from the most expansive school choice bill passed this legislative session in the history of the state of Florida, and it rivals, school choice bills across the country. It expanded private school options for all kinds of students throughout the state. Over 1.3 million students are now eligible for private school options, which is the most out of any state across the country. And then you have the most expansive bill when it relates to making sure that you're able to build your own business out of your home.
Yeah.
It's something that's not talked about, but, so many of these local municipalities and counties have restricted your ability to start your own business out of your garage, like Steve Jobs and many others. So we passed a bill that said, hey, local governments, you can't ban people from starting a job in your own house. And so, a lot of really good things happened this session that probably flew under the radar because of what's coming out of Washington.
Yeah, no doubt. And maybe we'll dig into some of these bills so we can talk about them specifically. You just brought up that one. I think that was, 403? Was that what that one was? The reducing the regulations, the unnecessary regulations on those that are trying to have a home-based startup business, which, to me has been something that we don't talk enough about, even with the economy and the nation's economy as a whole, is that, the gig economy started something unusual. And in many people's eyes, maybe they see it as something that's cool and innovative, but how it really does affect the overall economy. The idea that people can have these home businesses, can start up on their own, that could utilize some of the things that they have, whether it's their vehicle or anything else. And the idea that this kind of innovation of an economic look at things and to build on that, to be a major part of the economy, why wouldn't you want to have more growth there and less regulation restrictions, especially with people's the ability, their liberties and their freedom to be able to do that? It is a very important part of the economy, not just in the state, but across the country, Skylar.
Oh, it's so crucial. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention that a lot of the Southwest Florida lawmakers did extremely well in our scorecard. And I would encourage everybody to go to floridascorecard.com where you can review it. But, anywhere from Senator Kathleen Pasadomo to David Barrero, Bob Rommel, and Lauren Mello, all of them scored A+.
Yeah.
And that means that they really are standing with our governor and fighting for freedom. They voted for things like local licensing reform, where, if you're a painter, you don't have to register in every single jurisdiction just to be able to paint. Those are basically just taxes on businesses. There's no public health, crisis that's going on from people being able to paint homes. And so there's just common sense things that the legislature year after year, and especially this year, was able to take a bite out of and really try to unleash our economy even further.
Yeah.
I talked to my colleagues all across the country, and they're envious of what we've done in Florida, what our governor did to keep our state open, but also how we just continue to cut back regulations year after year.
You do have a sweet gig, you got to admit, because not only working for Americans for Prosperity, but being in the state of Florida, you do have a lot to brag about. Yeah, let's be honest. You do. There are other states that certainly look and say, and we know this even from the national aspect of how people are talking about the governor, but also, with the legislative scorecard, as you mentioned, Skylar, how many, A pluses, or how many lawmakers have there been more? Have you noticed a lot more when it comes to, because look, not every lawmaker is on board when it comes to the prosperity that we're looking for in the state and the way to get to that place. Some are more restrictive than others. Some don't follow along as far as that ideology. How has it been? How has it been this past legislative scorecard?
Yeah, I'll tell you, there were about 75 folks who scored A+, which is our gold standard for members who really stood up for freedom. There's a lot who scored A's, but really where we want to get folks is to A+. Yeah. And so, we have a different problem here in Florida than my colleagues across the rest of the state. While you may say, while we're a nonpartisan organization, Republicans rule the roost, and we traditionally work with Republicans more than we have Democrats. Just because we're more aligned on issues.
Right.
And what we've seen is, a lot of Republicans who are worried about cutting regulation. We see a lot of folks who are concerned about going too big or too bold. You have a lot of moderate individuals. And so, our conversations look a lot different than, being able to go after folks who are just completely unaligned. Right. Yeah. So, a lot different conversations, but a lot of fruitful conversations. And, we're getting to the point now, Drew, where I talk to my colleagues, it's going to be harder to get more and more bold reforms because, we have done so much in such a short period of time. The things that we would like to see, continuing to expand telehealth, continuing to remove certificate of need, those are major, major reforms that are going to take a great deal of gusto from legislators to get done.
Yeah, and even some of the ones that I know that I've looked at, some of the more than 3 dozen bills that you've looked at and ranked, and I've kept an eye on House Bill 431 and Senate Bill 768, both one having to do with the scope of practice of physicians, assistants, and the other one having to do with pharmacists and pharmacy interns and administering vaccines for adults and other things, and how that is an important piece. Explain why those two bills were important to you as you look at those specifically and what they mean.
Yeah, well, when we look at healthcare, we look at access, quality, and your ability to ensure that you have the greatest opportunity to achieve what you're trying to achieve from your healthcare outcomes. So, when we look at trying to expand the ability for pharmacists to give out vaccines and to be able to look at more and have more pharmacist interns, that's about trying to make sure that doctors aren't getting tied up with spending their time on normal vaccines that anybody can give out, right? We want doctors to be able to focus on, more specialized things because there's fewer and fewer doctors coming out of our colleges and universities. They really should be focused on the more difficult pieces of our medical industry. And so we want to make sure that pharmacists and others who can examine much quicker than doctors can. I mean, you try getting in, most of your listeners probably have tried getting into their doctors lately, and it's difficult. It's not an easy thing to do. So we want pharmacists to be able to test and treat something like flus, coughs, simple things that, we deal with year in year. So, doctors can focus on things like COVID. They can focus on, more cancer. Here's where I think you should go as a patient to get your cancer treatment. Those are the things that doctors should be focused on.
Yeah, and I might put in there, and this is just me personally, the idea of having more competition, hospitals, places where you can go, this idea of one size fits all for one community, that you can only have one health group as opposed to multiple and multiple places to go. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see transparency. I like all of it. So all of those things that I think personally are important. One other thing before you get, I don't know, that bird behind you is killing it. It is. Is that a personal bird, or is that just you outside and that's just one that's following you?
No, I have two beautiful kids that have chased me out of the house this morning.
Oh, that's okay.
And I did not want them screaming on the phone.
No, that's all right. I like hearing the birds. It's nice. It's the morning. We're talking about political issues, but it's nice for the audience to hear birds chirping. It makes it joyous and happy. But anyway, but Skylar, what about before we go, the issues of education in the state? We are tackling a lot of the the issues, things you brought up. I mean, a bill simplifying and streamlining the state's scholarship programs, right? There's that, and other things as well. But many people have concerns, not only statewide but nationally, what has been happening with education and some of the direction. The three letters that everybody has been bringing up often, and you can probably repeat them. Your thoughts on what's happening with that in education, especially here in the state?
My answer to the culture war, or whether it's CRT or any of the other issues that we're dealing with right now, which are extremely valid concerns, is we need to have more choice options. Like you said, in the healthcare space, we need to have the ability for people to compete. There are folks who are running Hillsdale charter schools. There are folks who are having private Catholic schools. So no matter what, the beautiful thing about choice is if there's something and there's an issue with curriculum or anything that you and your student, you might not want your student to learn, we want as much choice possible. So you can go to a virtual education and make sure that, you aren't hearing or your students aren't learning CRT and other issues. And so the beautiful thing is more choice breeds more competition, breeds better outcomes. We've seen that time and time again, study after study. And so the fact that the legislature took a huge step forward in making sure that over 1.3 million new students are eligible for private school options is absolutely incredible step forward. Yeah. The only other state that I would say has the gold standard when it comes to educational reform was West Virginia, and that's because this year they passed a universal education bill. And so they weren't able to keep up with us until this past year. And so Florida continues to lead the way. And like I said, the things that happen here in Florida resonate across the rest of the country. Yeah. We are truly a laboratory for democracy.
Yep, there's no doubt. Great place to be, certainly. And when you're working for Americans for Prosperity and you are the Florida State Director, like I said, it's a sweet gig. Skylar Zander joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. All right, my friend, go feed that bird. It's clearly it's hungry, and there's something that you can do. Get the kids out of the house and into nature. Don't let them kick you out of the house, Skylar. Get them outside and feed that bird. Okay, don't listen to me. All right, have a good goodbye. See you later, Skylar.
Take care.
All right, all the best. All right, there he goes. Couldn't help it. Hear the bird. That's sounds hungry. All right. 239-479-5592. Hey, coming up next hour, yes, we're going to talk to Bob Rommel because, today is the day they're going to vote on this, the Collier Commission, the Bill of Rights Sanctuary County Ordinance. We're going to talk about that coming up, but first, it's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you're in a PhD. If you would like to play, we would love to have you. Have some fun with us this morning. The kids are counting on you. And so are the birds. Not really. Let's say caller 9 today. Let's do that. 239-479-5592. Ninth caller, you play Drew's College. We'll have a little bit of fun with you. Come on, let's see what you got. Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along with traffic. Here's Therese O'Shea.
Good Tuesday morning. Crash right now on State Road 82 at Bell Boulevard and Lehigh Acres with major slowdowns along Bell in both directions just south of 82. Looking at slowdowns as well if you're heading through Lehigh at Alabama Road at State Road 82 from an earlier crash, but everything is cleared up at that crash site. Just watching some residual delays nearby. I-75 running up to speed with no major problems along US 41 as well. Our area bridge is starting to slow down, especially the midpoint eastbound heading out of Cape Coral toward Fort Myers. Cape Coral Bridge looks good. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Tuesday. Look for an increasing chance for thunderstorms as we head throughout this afternoon and temperatures top off near 90 degrees. Waking up to a low near 74 to kick off your Wednesday with more scattered thunderstorms in the forecast. A little bit drier for Thursday, though, with isolated storms and a high of 93 degrees. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end.
The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days of being made
right now.
Dip into our new coconut cream pie ice cream and imagine being stranded on a deserted island. Rich coconut French ice cream, flakes of coconut, tasty pie crust pieces, and a whipped topping swirl loaded with toasted coconut. You won't want to be rescued.
The good old days are being made right now. The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell ice cream at all Super Targets and Walgreens.
No matter what it's like outside, Train makes it comfortable inside. You can get a great deal now on a new heating and cooling system at Train. Visit traininfo.com. Visit traininfo.com to find your local dealer and more, because it's hard to stop a train.
Hey, we've got my friend Dave Meister on the phone, of course, with the Floor Meisters, the family-owned Floor Meisters in Naples. And Dave, listen, I know you got a lot of things going on. You're selling a lot of cord tech. That's great, but you got this 8,000 square foot showroom with a selection of carpet that is absolutely unbelievable as well. And the prices right now are pretty amazing. So I hear you got this whole thing going on with Dreamweaver carpets.
Well, we have the Dreamweaver Select, which is this is $3.99 carpet pad and labor, but this has a lifetime warranty for pet stains, abrasive wear, and even for steps, a stair warranty. Nobody's ever had that before.
Listen, if you haven't been to the Floor Meisters, you really owe it to yourself to visit their store, 6281 Naples Boulevard, right next to Costco. Whether it's tile, laminate, hardwood, or, of course, carpet, they've got it all. So give them a call today, 239-596-4964, or on the web at floormeisters.com.
Jason and Todd believe in value. They're direct diamond importers and hand select each diamond directly from the cutters. By cutting out the middlemen, the Diamond District offers the best quality diamonds at the lowest prices, and they pass that savings on to you.
At the Diamond District.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's go to John on beautiful Marco. How do I know? Because here's John. He's on Marco. Hi, John.
Hey, Drew.
Hey, buddy. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you're in a PhD. Are you ready for your associate's degree question?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, starts right now. Who's the commander-in-chief of the military, John? Who would that be?
Oh, that's the president, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. You asking or telling me?
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Okay,
sorry.
yeah, that's correct, sir. It is the president of the United States.
Yeah.
All right, so you got an associate's. Let's see if you get a bachelor's degree on this very question. What is the first self-evident truth in the Declaration of Independence? We hold these truths to be self-evident.
Oh, that all men are created equal.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got a bachelor's. Let's see if you get a master's degree on this question. In 1990, George H.W. Bush was the president of the United States. Who was the vice president?
Oh, no. Oh, for the first Bush.
Come on, Marco's depending on you.
Drew.
The island's depending on you, John.
I can't think of it. I'm sorry.
The island will sink like Guam. Come on.
Oh, no.
It's Dan Quayle. Dan Quayle.
Okay, I was thinking potato, but I couldn't get it.
That's okay. That's right. You could have said that, and we wouldn't have accepted that either. All right, well, let's see if you get a master's degree on this question. In 1870, this state was the last Confederate state to be readmitted into the Union. The last state readmitted into the Union in 1870, was it Georgia, Florida, or South Carolina?
Oh, man. Let's just go with Florida.
No, it was Georgia. It was Georgia.
Oh,
dang
it. Okay.
Yeah, that should have been on your mind. See what I did there? It's
Yeah.
Thanks. All right. Well, congratulations for what it's worth. You got yourself a bachelor's degree today on Drew's College. Are there people around you? Do they know you're on the phone with me?
No, they don't.
All right. So but there are people around you.
No.
It's just you. All right. So it's just personal defeat. It's not anything that has. Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Well, that's not bad. You can get over that. That will subside. All right. Listen, okay. John, we appreciate you being a part of the program today. You're a good man.
Okay. Thank you, Drew.
All right. Back at you.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Hey, this is Papa with Casey, Carrie, and Cody. And as most of you know, when Irma hit in September of 2017, thousands of people tried unsuccessfully to call a roofing company, but all the roofers were so overwhelmed they could not handle or even answer those calls. Now here we are, 4 years later, and many of those same people are still waiting to have their roofs repaired. So, we are implementing our proactive list. If you want to be on our list, call me for our free total inspection. Once we inspect your roof, you will be on the proactive list. If or when the next storm hits, you will have no need to call any roofer because we will be calling you automatically to see if you need help. We can offer emergency repairs and tarp service or whatever your roof requires. Call Papa now for our free total inspection, 945-2700. We believe it's wise to be proactive and it costs you nothing to join our list. Call Papa for our free total inspection at 945-2700. That's 945-2700, area code 239-945-2700. License number CCC 1326213.
At Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, I strive to offer the highest level of care for those suffering with back and neck problems. With unparalleled service and our award-winning non-surgical spinal decompression approach, thousands of people have chosen us to treat their back or neck problems. If you are seeking lasting relief that is proven effective without needles or surgery, then call today to see if you may be a candidate. This completely safe treatment can be effective for many conditions, including sciatica, ruptured or herniated discs, facet syndrome, compressed nerves, arthritis, and spinal stenosis. Additionally, people who had failed back surgery in the past often find incredible relief from spinal decompression. At Johnson Spinal Care, all our treatments are drug-free and non-surgical. We use new and comprehensive approaches that provide lasting relief. Johnson Spinal Care is here to serve you. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for an immediate, no-charge telephone consultation. 596-BACK, 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
Democrats have blocked a vote on voting reform. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. By leaving the state,
we are determined to kill this bill in this special session, which will end on August the 7th. And we will stay out until then in order to do that.
Democratic Representative Chris Turner, but Governor Greg Abbott tells Fox,
once they step back into the state of Texas, they will be arrested and brought to the Texas Capitol, and we will be conducting business.
He says the bill helps secure voting. Democrats say it aims to suppress voting, especially among minorities. The president will have something to say about all that later today. Fox's Rachel Sutherland has more live.
Dave, President Biden is going to the National Constitution Center in Philadelphia to blast new voting laws in some red states as undemocratic, un-American, and unpatriotic. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki.
We need to work together with civil rights organizations to build as broad a turnout and voter education system to overcome the worst challenge to our democracy since the Civil War.
The speech comes after Republicans blocked a sweeping federal election reform bill in the Senate. Republicans have argued states should decide how people vote, not the federal government. Dave?
Rachel, the president met with mayors and police chiefs amid rising crime in many cities.
We have to come together to fulfill the first responsibility of a democracy, and to keep each other safe.
He was talking about funding, hiring more police, and cracking down on illegal gun dealers. In Little Rock, Arkansas, a police officer shot and killed a man who had a gun outside a hospital emergency room entrance. In Iraq, at least 58 people are dead after a fire broke out inside a hospital coronavirus ward. 22 people remain unaccounted for in Surfside, Florida's condo rubble, 94 dead.
The process of making identifications has become more difficult.
And so, the mayor says, surviving family members aren't getting information on their loved ones as fast as they'd prefer.
Sheldon Fox with WSVN. America's listening to Fox News.
20 years
Wink News, traffic.
Good Tuesday morning. Crash right now on State Road 82 at Bell Boulevard in Lehigh Acres with major slowdowns along Bell in both directions just south of 82. Looking at slowdowns as well if you're heading through Lehigh at Alabama Road at State Road 82 from an earlier crash, but everything is cleared up at that crash site. Just watching some residual delays nearby. I-75 running up to speed with no major problems along US 41 as well. Our area bridge is starting to slow down, especially the midpoint eastbound heading out of Cape Coral toward Fort Myers. Cape Coral Bridge looks good. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Tuesday, Southwest Florida. Look for another day featuring scattered thunderstorms, especially for the afternoon as temperatures warm to near 90 degrees. Things wind down as we head into tonight. We'll be left with temperatures in the middle 70s under a partly cloudy sky waking up in your Wednesday morning. With another day featuring additional scattered thunderstorms, periods of heavy rain and frequent lightning will be possible in another high near 90 degrees. Thursday, though, will be a little bit drier. Storm chances drop off to isolated, though we will be warmer with that, a high of 93 degrees on tap for your Thursday afternoon. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
From smartphones and TVs to desktops, laptops, and tablets.
Every audio device in this hemisphere.
All you have to do is tell your smart device to play 92.5 Fox News.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is Florida's factory direct window company. We manufacture, install, and guarantee your windows for life. One company, one call. Our replacement windows are made to better enhance the energy efficiency of your home and stand up to Florida weather. New South Window, home of the ultimate Florida window for you. Made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, because we know Florida weather.
Going on now. Buy 2 windows, get a third free. Call 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS.
Being involved in a legal dispute can leave you feeling like you've lost control. I'm Eli Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Understanding the law and the rules of evidence can mean the difference between winning or losing your case. If you are involved in a legal dispute and are not sure of your options, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
Hello, I'm Brian Resney, president of Resney Wealth Management and host of the Resney Wealth Report and TV show on the weekends. Investors come to my TV and radio shows to learn and to get educated so they can make better decisions about their retirement and their portfolio. What's your risk management strategy? Are you willing to subject your portfolio to another massive decline in a set it and forget it strategy, or are you looking for a difference? Listen to my show Sunday mornings, 10 to noon on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
Are you looking to build a boat dock, boat lift, or a seawall? Hello. I'm Jimmy Williamson of Williamson Brothers Marine Construction. My brother Joe and I, along with our children, represent the 4th generation of a tradition that began with my grandfather back in 1967. And it's a tradition of building something that you can be proud to put your name on. If you need a boat dock, boat lift, or seawall, call Williamson Brothers at 844-WB-BUILT. Our docks, boat lifts, and seawalls are constructed with materials that pass the test of time. We only use stainless steel fasteners, marine-grade aluminum boat lifts, and the strongest deck board in the industry, Wear Deck. It's the last deck board you'll ever need. And lastly, our seawalls. We build them with enough concrete and steel that they come with a lifetime warranty. If you need a boat dock, boat lift, or a seawall, call Williamson Brothers at 844-WB-BUILT. We're online at WBDocks.com. That's WBDocks.com.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We stream live. DrewSteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. Thank you so much for watching. I'm looking at this article in the American Spectator. A hard week for the hard left. As Cuba erupts, they've gotten awfully quiet. It's been awfully quiet the last few days among the Democratic Socialist crowd. Where's Bernie? Where's AOC? What's going on here? Why are they not talking about the Cuban people? And, oh, boy. So I want to get to that article coming up in just a second. But here's something that I just realized today. It was kind of just briefly discussed on some of the local media outlets, and I think it deserves a little more attention. Is today the day that Collier County commissioners are going to make a final decision on an ordinance to establish the county as a Bill of Rights sanctuary county? Is that right? Well, I've got Representative Bob Rommel, who's joining us right now on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, because as I'm looking at this Naples Daily News article, his name was mentioned in the article. And I thought, well, let me give him a call and find out what's going on with this specifically. And so look at this. Here he is. Hey, good morning.
Hey, good morning to you, and great meeting you had there with Xander Schuyler from America's Prosperity.
Yeah, no, he's got, like I said, he's got a pretty sweet gig when you're with AFP and you're in the state of Florida, and the things that are going on here in the state and other of the places around the country, other states are looking at our state and saying, man, how do you do it? How is that going? And he mentioned your name, so that's that is a good thing as well. You're doing a good job. So putting that aside, tell me about this job that the Collier County Commissioners have today. What's going on with this?
You know, Drew, about a month ago, we heard about this proposed. It was going to be a resolution about, the sheriff here would, want to protect and uphold the United States Constitution. And to me, it sounds like that should be a pretty simple thing. All of us that are elected, when we're sworn in, we swear to uphold the Florida Constitution and the U.S. Constitution. And, so they brought this, resolution up, and I think they had 6 or 7 hours of debate, and actually 2 county commissioners voted not to bring the measure forward. So now they changed it actually to an ordinance where this will be a law in Collier County, where our law enforcement officers and our county commissioner will uphold the U.S. Constitution. And you may say, why do we need this?
Yeah, why do we need this?
Well, through COVID, we've seen the overreach of local government, state government, and federal government in many areas. And it's a little scary to me what we can see from the federal government. And maybe ask the question, why? Why is the Capitol Police, that's the police that guards the Capitol in Washington, D.C., why are they opening an office in Florida?
Yep, good question. I brought that up the end of last week, and I have a question about that as well, that there are going to be offices here and in California, and why is that going to take place, and why in the world do we need Capitol Police officers in the state? Good question.
So that's why it's necessary. Through COVID, we've seen, many of our rights that were eroded for a long period of time. Some areas of the country, they're still being eroded and taking away without due process. And, in Florida, our sheriff, our constitutional officers, they have the right and the authority, and they've sworn to uphold the U.S. Constitution. So we're going to make sure people, when they want to move to Florida and they look at Collier County, that we're a state or we're a county that believes in protecting your individual rights, and that's what we're going to do here. And I'm sure other counties will do it also. To me, it should be very simple. When we're interviewing, and I know elections are coming up in 2022, we should ask them if we support upholding the Bill of Rights, and maybe also see if they'll never vote for tax increases also.
Yeah, I might throw critical race theory in there as well. So there's a lot to ask. By the way, in case you don't know about this ordinance, the Collier County Board of County Collier County Board of County Commissioners has growing concerns over the federal government's increasing encroachment on the rights and privileges of its citizens. Collier County has the right to be free from the commanding hand of the federal government and has the right to refuse to cooperate with federal government officials in response to unconstitutional federal government measures and to proclaim a Bill of Rights sanctuary for law-abiding citizens in its cities and county, which is interesting because they bring up the failure to cooperate, a right to refuse to cooperate with federal government officials. When you talk about sanctuary cities, we know we've heard sanctuary cities before and how some have decided to do the same thing except in different ways. And that seems to be fine. And nobody seems to have a problem with that. But when we're talking about not cooperating when it comes to something that is going to be unconstitutional. We talked about this before, Bob. We've said this before, whether it's our Second Amendment rights, whether it's a lot of different things that we were concerned about at that time, and now covering the Bill of Rights here in total is the idea that somehow we have to have a protection, or we have to at least say, well, hold on a second. Why are we just going to give in to, and why are we going to just allow these unconstitutional federal government measures to take place and do nothing about it when we know our rights?
Drew, it's even something simpler too. If we see the threat of the federal government, we know they're bringing the Capitol Police to Florida. The Biden administration has said that they're going to be knocking on doors of people that are not vaccinated. First of all, if you want to knock on my door, that's fine. But how do you know I'm not vaccinated?
Oh, you're asking how do they know that already? Like, how will they know? Well, somebody, I guess somebody gave them the information. Somebody's giving up your medical information. Is that how that's? I'm laughing.
I would imagine, but we've seen
details. Stop arguing over the details. These are small little details. It doesn't matter, Bob. Stop it.
Yeah, I know. It's for the safety of me and everybody around me. I know. So my rights can go away just for the safety of everybody else.
Yeah. I'm also looking at, well, first of all, before we talk about this any further, I wonder when is this going to take place? Do we know when this is going to happen today? What time? Or
it's going to take place today around 1:15 is when this portion of the meeting is supposed to start. I'm sure that we're going to get a lot of local support. I'm going to try to be there. I actually have a 1:15 appointment I'm trying to move, but I'm going to wave in support. Even read it. If I'm not there, my staff's going to read a statement. And I think it should even go further than my last statement. If any county commissioner votes no to protect the Constitution, they should immediately get up and resign from office, period.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll keep an eye on this and we'll find out what happens today, and then we'll report back to everybody tomorrow. So I just wanted to touch on this this morning. All right, Representative Bob Rommel, I appreciate you.
All right. Thanks for holding us accountable.
All right. You better believe it. Okay. I didn't know where else to go with that. All right. See you. That's right. We're holding you accountable. We're holding everybody else accountable, too. What's the problem with that? What's the problem with holding people accountable? Look, this is going to be a really, really, I don't want to say unusual. It should be typical, but this is going to be an interesting, I'll use the word interesting. I'm always using the word interesting. It's going to be a different year. How about that? 22. Because we're not doing it anymore. I think with critical race theory and what we're seeing with our kids and how they're being taught and the things that are happening behind the scenes that we don't get the opportunity to ask about or see specific. Oh, no, you can ask all you want. Okay, I want to know. You're teaching critical race theory. No, we're not teaching critical race theory. Well, you're being slick by half when you're saying that, right? Because we know there's nothing in the curriculum that says critical race theory. But when you're talking about diversity, inclusion, equity, when you're talking about social justice, you're teaching any of those things? That's critical race theory. So, if you're doing that, we've got a problem with it because I want to know specifically what that means. What does that look like? Does it look like some of the things that we kind of touched on earlier in the morning that I kind of hate to bring up again, which I guess I can. Look, it's no big deal. There's nothing to see here. Everything is fine. It's not a big deal that we come to find out that in the UK, a library was forced to apologize because they hired some dude to dress up as a rainbow-colored monkey that was bare-bottomed and had a fake fill-in-the-blank and was getting ready to perform and read in front of children. Yeah, they decided somebody had the idea that this was a good idea in the library for kids, but we're going to just dismiss all of that. It's nothing to see here. Move along. I don't know what would lead them to do that. It'll never happen in the United States. And culturally, where are we going with that? Summer reading? That's what they're calling it. That's all it is. Yeah, they apologize for that, but somebody thought it was a good idea. The Biden administration signaled its support for teaching of anti-racism curriculum in public schools, wading into an ongoing culture war over critical race theory playing out on cable news and in school board meetings across the country. Jen Psaki told Real Clear Politics that President Biden believes, quote, kids should learn about our history, including the view that, quote, there is systemic racism that is still impacting society today. So the administration is on board now with teaching your kids about systemic racism and where it stems from. Where does it stem from, everybody? You already know where they're going with this, but nothing to see here. Everything is fine. Move along. No, we're holding people accountable. That is happening at school boards. It's happening all across the country, and it's going to continue to happen. We're not going away. It's not going to stop. And what are Democrats doing? What is the left doing? Well, when it comes to CRT, we know where the Biden administration stands. So I would assume that all you liberal Democrats out there stand in lockstep with the administration. So you believe as well. So we know as a Democrat, as a liberal, where you think the education of our kids should go. So no thanks. Thank you very much. There are plenty of other jobs out there for you. When you have Democrats who are trying to make a point of walking away from their legislative duties because they don't like what you're doing, like these Democrat lawmakers who decided to leave Texas, break quorum, and prevent the GOP-controlled state legislature from passing election reforms. Oh, this is big. They don't like the election reforms. Really? What about them? Oh, they are regressive. It's you're telling people they're not going to have the ability for people to vote. Really? Tell us how. How does that work? But they don't do that. They just decided to get on a plane with no masks, private. They took a private jet, no masks, and apparently, according to Twitchy, as I'm looking at this, tons of beer. Yeah, they got cases of beer, not only on the bus, but on the plane. They're showing cases of Miller Lite. On the bus. There they go. Really? Yep, you better believe it. It's like a party and on a private plane. And they were asked about that this morning. You know, it was last night, Governor Greg Abbott, who was saying it was the most un-Texas thing to do, and it arrests for refusing to work. Is that possible? Well, this morning, they had one Texas Democrat representative, Trey Martinez Fisher, on a risking arrest and fleeing the state. What did he say about this?
Hey, he's threatening to arrest you. Are you and other Democrats expecting that is what will happen?
Well, we can't be, worried about that. And, and I would also, caution the governor to not refer to elected officials that he's going to corral them and put them in a cabin. I mean, we're not property. We are elected officials. But this is the risk that we take to stand up for democracy. I mean,
this is the risk that they have to take to stand up for democracy. By the way, we're a constitutional republic. We're not a democracy. But I don't want those little details to slip by you. And also, this is standing up. This is what we have to do. It's a risk, but we're going to take it. Really? It's a risk. And then what else? What about the private plane part? That seems to be why would you fly private?
And so these are private planes. Is there a reason why you all flew together on charter planes instead of flying commercially?
Absolutely. Number one, when you break a quorum, you want to be successful. So I think everybody wants to see, 51, 52, 55 Democrats on the same plane. That's reassuring. Number two, to get a flight out of town at a time certain with, getting everybody to come in from across the state, you need to fly privately. And as you can see from the picture, we're talking about using the same kind of plane that the public uses every day. There's no fancy couches or anything like that. This was just a regular plane that moved us from one state to another.
So you'll be gone for a month, sounds like.
If that's what it takes, yes.
Everybody wants to see us taking a private plane and leaving our responsibilities in the Texas House of Representatives. And there they go because they don't want... they want to protest and show support for the People Act, which would shift a whole lot of authority over election processes from the state to the federal level, which, no problems there. Everything's good. But we're out. This is what, and this doesn't look good. This isn't good. But it is handy to remind ourselves how Democrats operate. We will get what we want. And we will do things that nobody even thinks should happen, believes should be possible. Like, I don't agree with this, so I'm just going to leave. We're going to do things like, and believing that there's going to be a majority of people that will think that this is brave and heroic. When the things that they're leaving about is something that the majority of the American people disagree with. They think they're making a good case here. And again, this goes back to what we were saying before. Talk about vetting. Talking about needing to know our elected officials, what they're doing, what they're working for, what they agree with, and what they're willing to do. instead of staying there and fighting and calling attention to what the state is doing that you disagree with and explaining in specific terms, succinctly, what the problem is, you decide to walk away because you know you don't have a case, and especially in a place like Texas. And by the way, no masks on planes. How does that work? How do they get away with that? Yeah. So 239-479-5592. All right, let's take a break. And we'll get to your calls coming up. Top 5 audio clips of the day, the 5 at 8:35 on the way as well. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News right all along. We're going to traffic? Yeah, we're going to go to traffic. No, we're going to go to traffic? Yes, we are. All right. Therese O'Shea has it.
Good Tuesday morning. Crash right now on State Road 82 at Bell Boulevard and Lehigh Acres with major slowdowns along Bell in both directions just south of 82. Looking at slowdowns as well if you're heading through Lehigh at Alabama Road at State Road 82 from an earlier crash, but everything has cleared up at that crash site. Just watching some residual delays nearby. I-75 running up to speed with no major problems along US 41 as well. Our area bridge is starting to slow down, especially the midpoint eastbound heading out of Cape Coral toward Fort Myers. Cape Coral Bridge looks good. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Tuesday. Look for an increasing chance for thunderstorms as we head throughout this afternoon, and temperatures top off near 90 degrees. Waking up to a low near 74 to kick off your Wednesday with more scattered thunderstorms in the forecast. A little bit drier for Thursday, though, with isolated storms and a high of 93 degrees. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
The antidote to the anti-conservatives. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Hurricane season is here, and there's a lot we need to do to prepare our homes. It's important not to forget about electrical safety. From generators to surge protectors, Mr. Sparky is here for you before, during, and after the storm to provide the best in electrical care. Give us a call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Independently owned and operated. Licensed in their respective state or county.
I've been asked, did you plan on becoming the largest injury law firm in the world? And the answer is no. We set out to be focused on our clients and to have a commitment to trying cases and winning. And when you have those results at trial, you're able to settle most of your cases quickly and fairly. Hard work and client satisfaction was our plan. It worked. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
What's the big deal? When I talk about Pentair water systems, maybe even your free digital Pentair water test that you should get now, what's the big deal? What makes them so great? Well, the big difference with the Pentair water test, let's say, for example, is that they use the same equipment as the EPA, so you can see the results print out right in front of you for a recommendation that you can absolutely trust. And that's one of the other things that I love about Pentair water solutions, besides the fact that I can get rid of that ugly lime scale on my appliances, the chlorine, the iron, even the lead. You have that uniform Pentair water specialist, my buddy Max. He'll find and handle the toughest water issues, and then that mobile showroom, you can see all the equipment for yourself. They've got both high-performance salt systems and salt-free solutions, too, so no lugging in bags of salt with the Pentair salt-free systems, and no timers, no hassles, and you're going to love it. And now through July 30th, take $199 off installation of your whole home water system. So call for your free digital Pentair water test now, 239-880-7799. Book online at PelicanWestFL.com and call for your free digital Pentair water test right now.
Hey Barb, thanks for dinner last night. I love your kitchen countertops. Who did them for you?
Rock Solid. And they gave us a free sink.
What's their number?
596-7676.
Sorry, trouble with my pin. What's that number?
596-7676.
That's it. I'm done with these free pins from the bank. The chains keep getting in the way.
Those pins aren't free.
Oh.
At Rock Solid, your sink is free, along with free bathroom countertop materials. Just pay for installation when you get kitchen countertops. Rock Solid. JNC Boulevard, Naples, rocksolidnaples.com or 596-7676. Rock Solid, where you always get more.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
They screamed and ran and hid in the closet, and our oldest boy, he actually grabbed a samurai sword and ran after the guy. This 15th birthday is going to stick with him forever.
Okay, this is a really weird story. You ready for this? Outside of Dayton, Ohio, a man's in jail after deputies say he tried to break into a home while 4 children were inside. The kids called 911. A 15-year-old celebrating his birthday chased the suspect away with a samurai sword he recently bought on vacation. He's 15, and he bought a samurai sword, chased the guy out of the house. They talked about the break-in. That was, I guess, the dad was like, yeah, the kids chased him out with a samurai. But I'm looking at the rest of the story. I'm reading it on, one of the Dayton websites. At the time, 4 kids ranging from 11 to 15 were at home while their parents were at work. So they were having a party. Parents were at work, and their ages 11 to 15, and they were home by themselves having a birthday party. So the father had to pull up the surveillance, home surveillance on his phone, where they saw this guy damaging the house, including appearing to hammer the pool. He was trying to hammer a hole in the swimming pool. And then the 15-year-old chased him out with a samurai sword. I'm sorry, it's just a weird story all around. 15-year-old.
Kid was waiting.
Samurai sword. I knew I needed this. Chased the guy out. But then the parents, 11 to 15, they let the kids stay home and have a party. But yeah, you guys have a birthday party. I got to go to work. That seems a little odd, too. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe that happens all the time. I don't know.
This is Daybreak.
92.5 Fox News.
An incredible business opportunity is coming to Fort Myers. Are you ready to own your own business? This is the opportunity you've been waiting for. Mr. Sandless, the largest wood floor refinisher in the world, needs new owners throughout this area. Due to the housing shortage in the U.S., Mr. Sandless sales are skyrocketing, driving the demand for their unique Mr. Sandless refinishing service to record earnings. And you can get right in on this. Mr. Sandless has already refinished more than 100 million square feet of wood floors with no sanding and nothing to clean up afterwards. Brand new territories are available right now throughout the entire Fort Myers area. You could be the exclusive Mr. Sandless owner right where you live. Mr. Sandless uses an exclusive wet refinishing process that delivers beautiful floors without the mess and cost of traditional sanding. A very low entry fee gets you started with profit potential that is massive. Get all the details at msfranchise.com. That's msfranchise.com. But hurry, as the best territories will go fast. msfranchise.com. Get the financial freedom you deserve at msfranchise.com. And do it today.
I'm about to say a dirty word, a really dirty word. Cover your kids' ears. Ready? Plumber. Hi, I'm Rob Hill of Bob Hill Plumbing. I'm not sure why plumber is a dirty word. I like to think of myself as a respectful, clean, and honest plumber. In fact, I'm proud to say that Bob Hill Plumbing is one of the oldest businesses in Naples. My dad founded Bob Hill Plumbing in 1952. I instill the same tradition and values as he had back in the 50s. I dare you to find that in the chuck in a truck world. Everyone has an AC guy and an electrical guy, but a plumber? If you need plumbing services, I invite you to call me today, and I'll prove to you that we've cleaned up the word plumber. See, even the radio guy stopped beeping me out. Bob Hill Plumbing. Let me be your plumbing guy.
To schedule service, call Bob Hill Plumbing at 262-6119 or go to bobhillplumbing.com.
Summer real deals are here.
We're bringing back good times and great food.
Mel's is taking the heat off rising prices by bringing you cool summer real deals. Monday, every selection on the Golden Oldies menu is $10. We're talking Mel's famous meatloaf, chicken tenders, hot roast, and more, including sides. Just $10 with beverage purchase. Wednesday, Mel's award-winning fall-off-the-bone baby back ribs, served with coleslaw, super salad. It's a summer real deal at just $12.99. Thursday, enjoy a half-pound prepared-to-order Braveheart Black Angus cheeseburger with fries and slaw, plus a domestic draft, $9.99. And how about this? A summer real deal Friday and Saturday date night, featuring Mel's fresh roasted USDA choice prime rib, together with a glass of wine, just $15.99. Now that's a winning summer real deal. Summer real deals are happening now at Mel's Diner.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato's Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News, traffic.
Good Tuesday morning. Crash right now on State Road 82 at Bell Boulevard in Lehigh Acres with major slowdowns along Bell in both directions just south of 82. Looking at slowdowns as well if you're heading through Lehigh at Alabama Road at State Road 82 from an earlier crash, but everything has cleared up at that crash site. Just watching some residual delays nearby. I-75 running up to speed with no major problems along US 41 as well. Our area bridge is starting to slow down, especially the midpoint eastbound heading out of Cape Coral toward Fort Myers. Cape Coral Bridge looks good. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Tuesday, Southwest Florida. Look for another day featuring scattered thunderstorms, especially for the afternoon as temperatures warm to near 90 degrees. Things wind down as we head into tonight. We'll be left with temperatures in the middle 70s under a partly cloudy sky, waking up in your Wednesday morning. With another day featuring additional scattered thunderstorms, periods of heavy rain and frequent lightning will be possible, and another high near 90 degrees. Thursday, though, will be a little bit drier. Storm chances drop off to isolated, though we will be warmer with that, a high of 93 degrees on tap for your Thursday afternoon. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
I won't give up the ship.
Talking about what matters.
This country is too great to throw over to communism. I love it.
92.5 Fox News.
It's Big Al from Stevie Tomato's Sports Page. Do you feel American pride and want to shout, God bless America? As a son of immigrants who came through Ellis Island, I stand when the national anthem plays and get emotional thinking of those who have sacrificed for America's greatness. At Stevie's, we're filled with gratitude for our great customers and the country we live in. The firemen, police, emergency service, construction workers, and those who go about each day providing the foundation for our country. We love our customers and express our gratitude with our food, service, and value. Thankful for your dedication for what you do. And to all our great customers, show your love for this great country by going to any Stevie's. Stand at the bar and say loud and clear for all to hear, God bless America, and I'll buy you a 10-ounce beer. Restrictions apply in Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. God bless America.
Stevie Tomatoes, Sports Page. Come for the food. Stay for the sports.
At Naples Nissan, when we say we'll do whatever it takes, that's exactly what we mean. Hey, Southwest Florida, Aaron Walker here. Nissan has given us another big number to hit, and we're going to do whatever it takes to make it happen. Need a loan, but have bad credit? We'll do whatever it takes to get you that loan. Just tell us how much you want for your trade-in. We'll do whatever it takes to get it for you. Would you like to go payment-free until 2022? You got it. Would you like 0% financing for up to 5 years? No problem. Or maybe you'd like $5,000 cash in your hand. Hey, we'll make it happen. We've got over 400 new cars on our lot. Pick out your favorite at NaplesNissan.com, then come see us on Pine Ridge Road, exit 107 off I-75, and let us do whatever it takes so that you can drive it home today. All offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse, Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader and home of the no closing cost mortgage. No points, no hidden fees, no loan costs, period. If the mortgage you have right now was done prior to COVID-19, you should call us for a free review. At Mortgage Warehouse, we understand how frustrating it can be to make your mortgage payment month after month, and the loan balance just doesn't seem to go down. The payment is mostly interest, but we can help with that. We can combine near record low mortgage rates with our local no closing cost program to improve your mortgage payment right away. You do not have to roll any closing costs into your loan balance to get these ultra low mortgage rates. You can apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com or call 313-5000. That's 313-5000. MortgageWarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154. Equal housing lender.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We want your car, truck, van, or SUV today. We are paying top dollar for clean vehicles. Before you sell or trade, call Lee Auto Group to get the most money for your car. Lee Auto Group. Lee-cars.com. Don't forget the dash.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Dan Martineau from D.R. Martineau Roofing.
Storm season is approaching. Avoid complications with your insurance company. Sign up for our free pre-season and post-season roof assessment plan. Just Google DRM Roofing.
License number CCC 1326954.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Are you one of the millions of homeowners who haven't refinanced yet? If so, I'm here to tell you it's not too late. Hi, I'm Wesley Hoagland with Westland Financial. Although the lowest rates may be in our rearview mirror, as the economy recovers from the biggest economic shock of our lifetime, rates still remain near historic lows. In fact, with the dramatic increase in home values, this may be the perfect time to put that new home equity to work. Take advantage of our cash out refi program and pay off high-rate credit cards, car loans, or other high-interest rate debt. Or finally make those home improvements you put on hold for so long. Best of all, we can do this with no closing costs. That's right, whether it's a conventional, FHA, or VA loan, we'll pay for your title, settlement, lender, and recording fees. So call Westland at 888-455-3669. That's 888-455-3669. It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind. 888-455-3669.
NMLS number 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right, 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We stream live. DrewSteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. We do appreciate you watching the program at the website. And by the way, we're still on Facebook and YouTube at Drew Steele Radio if you want to go there as well. All right, let's see. Are you ready? Time for the top 5 audio clips of the day. It's a 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Number 5.
Dream Team? So far, it's been a men's Olympic basketball nightmare for Team USA. As it prepares for the Summer Olympics, Team USA lost its second straight exhibition game Monday, beaten by Australia. One game after Team USA got upset by Nigeria.
Wait a minute. Maybe they should be less woke and concentrate more on the game. So not once but twice, the U.S. Dream Team Olympic team in their pre-trials for the Olympics, their practice rounds there, lost not once but twice. Once to Nigeria and once to Australia. I'm just suggesting that, you should focus on the game and less on being woke. And then maybe, I don't know, well, we'll see how it goes.
Number 4.
We were complaining about Democrats running to the courts, but is there any Texas state Supreme Court move here, or is that just a political question that wouldn't be considered?
Well, there's no law on that issue. What the law is, it's in the Constitution, and that is the House, the State House of Representatives, who are here in the Capitol in Austin right now. They do have the ability to issue a call to have their fellow members who are not showing up to be arrested, but only so long as that arrest is made in the state of Texas. That's why they have fled the state. Once they step back into the state of Texas, they will be arrested and brought to the Texas Capitol, and we will be conducting business.
Okay, so that's Governor Greg Abbott there in the state of Texas, who was saying because of the Democrats that were fleeing in the House and they all got on a private plane, private jet to fly out because they don't want to vote for something that's outrageous like election integrity laws. We don't want to do that. They ended up leaving. The governor is saying that they will be arrested when they return. I'm just saying, that is good for the governor for being tough on this, for showing them up and showing exactly what it is that they're doing and what they're not doing. But I'm just putting this out there. You can't really say you're going to do that and then not do it. I'm just putting it out there.
Number 3.
What are the odds for a small ball to get struck by lightning?
All right, let me hit this last shot. And I told her to record it. I swung it, and the next thing you know, the lightning's coming out of the sky, hitting the ball.
Right after the lightning hit, the whole place shook, the lights were flickering, the computers reset and everything.
It could have hit me, it could have hit her, it could have hit any of us. It was actually pretty scary after I was thinking about it for a while.
Yeah, after he was thinking about it. Did you hear about this story? Do you know what this story is? Jake knows.
I do know.
Tell everybody what the story is.
So I think it was Topgolf. It was raining pretty heavily.
Yep, in San Antonio, Texas. It's a Topgolf, and there's an 18-year-old who's like, I just want to get one last shot in.
He launched it.
Right.
And when he did, it got about, I don't know, maybe 100 feet in front of him. And right as it was about to peak to come back down, he got a phone call. Right at that minute, he got a phone call right in the middle of his golf shot. It was unbelievable. A phone. Nobody has ever heard a phone ring at a Topgolf. No, that's not what happened. Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, so am I.
It got struck by lightning.
Yeah. It got hit, and that was actually, they have it on video. You could see the light.
Footage.
Is it? I didn't see the slow-mo, but
it was an edit of slow-mo.
Okay.
It makes it a lot easier to see the ball just explode.
Yeah, so that's at the Topgolf in San Antonio. Good news is there's going to be one here, the Topgolf. And the other good news is that we don't get a lot of lightning here in Southwest Florida. So we don't really have to. Moving on.
Number 2.
So let's know what it is, and let's talk to our neighbors and our friends and say, here, let me tell you about the facts. Okay, the facts, 1. And 2, bringing the vaccine directly to the people. Okay? So we have volunteers who are going door to door to give people information about the vaccines. Why? Because we shouldn't require that people knock on our door to find out what's going on. Let's take it to the streets. Take it to the people. That's what we're talking about doing.
Okay, just in case you're wondering who that was, that's actually the Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, who yesterday was letting everybody know, listen, we're taking it to the streets. We're going to be knocking door to door. We're taking what? The vaccines or the information or both? Is that what you're going to do? How did you get that information, by the way? But we're taking it to the streets. We got to go door to door. That's just what we have to do. No, you don't.
Number 1.
And then on Cuba, you're talking today about how some of these protests are inspired by people exhausted with the government. Why is it that yesterday the State Department was saying that this was all happening out of concern about rising COVID cases?
Well, I would say first that the protests were just happening yesterday. We're still assessing what is motivating and, of course, and driving all of the individuals who came to the streets. But we know that when we say exhaustion, the manner by which the people of Cuba are governed, that can cover a range of issues, whether it's economic suppression, media suppression, lack of access to health and medical supplies, including vaccines. There are a range of reasons and voices we're hearing from people on the ground who are protesting.
Yeah, listen, it happens. Jen Psaki was asked by Peter Ducey about, or Steve Ducey, excuse me, Peter Ducey, excuse me, I'm mixing up my Duceys. About this whole thing in Cuba. It's all about vaccines. It's like, there's some other things that are going on, but it happens. I mean, people are denied rights all the time in such ways as, just say it, in a communist country.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Say the words. Just say it. Say the words. The reason why it is happening right now, why there is an uprising on the streets of Cuba, why it's happening right now is because they have had enough. 62 years of a communist socialist regime. They don't want this. People are taking to the streets. It's not because of COVID. See, and so Peter Ducey's like, well, hold on a second, but you guys said it was about COVID. That's all it is.
When these protesters are yelling freedom and enough, there are people within the administration who think they're saying freedom from rising COVID cases.
Again, I would say that when people are out there in the streets protesting and complaining about the lack of access to economic prosperity, to the medical supplies they need, to a life they deserve to.
It's because of communism. They can't say it. It's because of communism. You know it. I know it. Jake knows it. Marco Rubio knows it.
Well, that's what's happened in Cuba. Socialism and Marxism has done in Cuba what it has done everywhere in the world that it's been tried. It has failed. It has failed.
It's failed. I don't know how many more ways we have to look. I guess the good news in the failure of communism and socialism in Cuba Besides the fact that we're not hearing a lot from Bernie Sanders or AOC, we don't hear from the experts.
I'm not the expert.
Got that right. The good news that we're not hearing from them, which their silence is, some would say, golden on this topic, because clearly they're not reaching out and saying, "Oh, this is the benefits, this is the glory of the communists, the socialists. This is what they do. This is the good stuff." They can't do that. It's the good news is that at least we're not hearing anything like I don't know. I'm trying to think of the most outrageous thing I can think of. Look, at least we're not hearing anybody saying it's Trump's fault, right? I mean, it's like
breaking news.
A bombshell. Oh wait, this just in. Yeah, they are.
Breaking news.
What is it?
Breaking news.
A bombshell. Yeah, here you go.
There's no question that the pandemic has made everything much worse. I think the combination of the pandemic and the tightening of the embargo under Trump has made an always difficult economic situation in Cuba much worse.
Well, why is it always a difficult situation? Okay, so there you go. So that is somebody who wrote a book on Cuba on CNN, who they say, "Hey, can you get us somebody who wrote a book on Cuba who's going to say everything we need to say? And oh, by the way, blame Trump." You got somebody? Good. Okay, so they get somebody who blames Trump. And curiously she says,
an always difficult economic situation in Cuba.
It's always a difficult economic situation in Cuba. Gosh, I wish we knew why. Why is it? If we only had answers. If we only had the answers, that's all we need. At least it was just CNN that was saying it. It wasn't like anybody else was bringing on experts blaming Trump. I mean, it's not like
breaking news.
A bombshell. Oh, this just in. Hey, there's CBS this morning.
On Cuban television, Diaz-Canel blamed the protest on the U.S. and its trade embargo for a severe impact on Cuba's recent economic downturn.
The Trump administration passed many more regulations, many more sanctions against it, which basically has cut off all income coming into Cuba.
Yeah, it's just recently. Just recently they've had all of these economic issues. It's such a shame. Everything was fine until Trump came along. And then now look at what's happening with Cuba. It's just awful what's happening there. All of the things for 62 years, there's been a few people complaining. It's not that big a deal. But Trump, I mean, it's that's why. It's really sad what has been happening for 62 years on the island of Cuba and what has been happening there. And it's awful. It's distressing. It's sad. And it's made worse by communist, socialist, liberal Democrats who, for some reason, dismiss all of that. It's 62 years that they don't want to say anything against the communist socialist regime that has been there in Cuba and what it has done to those to the people living there. And even now, they won't even say it. How is that possible? How do you do that? How do you make believe like everything is fine? They do it. And it can't sit well with everyone. Or even half the country. It just if you're a Democrat, it just can't sit well with you that the media would have you believe that not only is it Trump's fault that this is happening right now and the economic issues and what Jen Psaki was saying, all the problems that they're having right now as she was describing. How did she put it? She said,
Well, I would say first that the protests were just happening yesterday. We're still assessing what is motivating and, of course, and driving all of the individuals who came to the streets. But we know that when we say exhaustion, the manner by which the people of Cuba are governed, that can cover a range of issues, whether it's economic suppression, media suppression, lack of access to health and medical supplies, including vaccines.
Say it. They won't. They can't. Because just like our good friend Dan Bongino talked about this yesterday in the New York Times and what they were talking about, the American Spectator article that we were just talking about a few minutes ago, and how, listen, you can't say anything they can't say specifically what is happening there because it would be going against everything that the hard left wants and desires is for you to believe that there is a utopia just to reach away, that just reach out to my hand and I will pull you into this utopia that only socialism can bring. Only if we look to other places that we could see, like what Bernie Sanders loves and AOC and like, if we just can get to that place, and if we do it as Americans, we can do it. Oh no, it won't be anything like a Cuba. Oh no, we wouldn't do anything like that here. No, not at all. If we as Americans come together and do socialism right, oh, it'll be just a utopia. Shouting freedom and other anti-government slogans, hundreds of Cubans took to the streets in cities around the country on Sunday to protest food and medicine shortages in a remarkable eruption of discontent not seen in nearly 30 years. No mention of communism, socialism, or anything there. Your God-given right of freedom and liberty being taken away. But no problem. It's all Trump's fault. Even Nancy Pelosi thinks it's a big old laugh.
Bowl of doggy do.
Yeah, I might say that too. All right, we got to go. Look at the time. Glenn Beck is next. Have a great day. We will see you tomorrow. Looking forward to it at drewsteele.com if you want to watch. Always appreciate it. All right, let's find out how the remainder of the forecast is shaping up today with Wink News meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Happy Tuesday. Look for an increasing chance for thunderstorms